Hey, good evening to my subscribers in America and beyond. Good morning to my subscribers in the Philippines. Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Hey, Ingram Davis, what's going on? Okay. I went ahead and added you, Ingram, as a moderator. So you are already the vice president of the No Troll Zone anyway. So now you get that, you've got that power to, it's a shame I need bodyguards. I'm Sunshine Shoulders. I'm not, I'm not Elton John. Hey, Hanessa Galvin, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. Rod Yates, what's going on, brother? Yeah, they got us locked down again. It's not a whole lot I can do. I've got some friends up there in Canalone, where your girlfriend's from, and they invited me up to their farm, but I can't go right now. What's up, Brasilero Shelton? Crisel, hey, what's going on from Ilocos? That's where Marcos is from. Y'all feisty over there. All right, Domingo Ojeda. He said, I'm building a house in a Legan City as I listen. Wow, that's good. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show y'all guys later on today. We got our little piece of land, and I'm going to build a little small house, and I'm going to create like a series every day. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to bring you guys along with me, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. What's up, John? I'm going to place you as a moderator, brother. That way, on here, a moderator is simply a bodyguard. That's all. Vanessa Galvin says, please, sir, pick my name for my daughter to buy medicine for the daughter, please. Well, the spin wheel does that, Vanessa. I'm sorry, I don't have any. What's up, Bobby G, checking in? Hey, D, what's going on? Freddie Sanders, which I call you Freddie Sanford. Fred Sanford, you're so funny, man. Hey, Eamon, Francisco Salmaran, what's up? Domingo Ojeda, he said, think we're both from the Bronx. Okay, Rod, he says, get my list ready for things I want so when he comes over here. What's up, Jacob? Checking in from Houston, Texas. Yeah, we got a few things to talk about. I guess we can get started. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate it. Hey, Levon White, what's going on, brother? Kevin Moore, Southern California. The first thing I want to talk about today is, and this just lets you know, every time I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the Philippines is not poor. A lot of the people are poor here, but the Philippines is not poor, and this is what I'm going to show you. There's a boom. I don't know if you knew this or not, but there's a booming international trade for these giant Philippine clam shells, and they're taking the place of the ivory from the elephants because it's a big crackdown on that. They just raided a farm here, $25 million worth of giant clam shells. And they, like I said, they use this in place of the ivory, since there's a big ivory. Now imagine that, the $25 million right here in the Philippines, man. That's a lot of money, man. But yeah, I told you, the Philippines isn't poor. The people are. Hey, James Lyons, what's going on? And Crisel says, John, have you gotten your air fryer yet? No, I ordered mine, Crisel, and I'm going to do a review of it on here to let you guys know it isn't up to all of its, the hype. Because I remember the microwave. Remember the microwave came out? Everybody was all hyped up about it, and then you find out years later that it's killing you. I hope that's not the case with this air fryer. Hey, Jay Anderson says, just sending you a great big hello from Dallas. Said first time checking in with you on a live, but I love your content. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Jay Anderson. T. Brown said that's a lot of clams. It is, but these are big, huge ones. Go on Manila Times, and you'll see the article, man. They're huge. It's a big farm it's big money here, man, in the Philippines. I'm talking, it's a lot mining. Now this clam, I didn't even know anything about this clam shells, but one of the biggest clams in the whole entire world was found over here. And I mean, the guy who found it was like a province farmer. He didn't even know what he had. It's so big that the museum here and the government took it over. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this thing is worth $200 million. Check it out. It's big. He didn't know what he had. Imagine that. Yeah. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, check out the Instant Pot. What's that? Is that what you use to like boil things? Freddie Sanders. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad you said that. He said, I have an air fryer. I like it in place of the microwave. Is this what they are? Because remember, guys, we got to check out this technology. We don't know what this air fryer is doing to us, really. Yeah, Chriselle says the Philippines has rich diversity. Absolutely. That's what that whole China thing is about. And a guy asked me, he sent me an email. He said, hey, his girlfriend's worried about war over here. There's no war over here. China doesn't have to invade the Philippines to continue to do what it wants to do over here. There's no win in that, guys. Hey, Bill Baker. Is that Bill Baker? Yeah. He said, Tom Sock, Calvin. Does that mean good morning? Jacob says it's like a pressure cooker. Oh, okay, Jacob. Stephen K said, yeah, it was actually a pearl that he found inside of a dead shell. Yeah, it's like the biggest in the world, Stephen. Robert Sharkey says, what do you know about farmland in Louisville, Kentucky? Man, I tell you, I know absolutely nothing about it. You have to go outside the city in the county for that. Yeah, C. Brown said the clam was 250 kilograms. Wow. The guy was rich. I don't know if he even got even a peso out of it, but it was. Oh, okay. Stephen K. says Instant Pot. It's like a multi-function rice cooker, pressure cooker. But while we're on this sort of review thing, I wanted to review something with you guys today, and I'm going to show it to you. This is a thing I want you to bring with you, too, when you come over here. It's Listerine. Make sure you bring this with you. It's very expensive over here. This size right here is the biggest size I can find, and it's almost $5. And I know when I left the United States, it was $1.99, but I bought the bigger one at Walmart. But this Listerine, make sure you bring this with you. It's become popular over here now because of the COVID. It's supposed to kill the COVID. Renard Smith says air fryer is like a mini oven with a fan, but a pain in the butt to clean. See? Thank you, Renard. I knew, there's got to be a catch to it somewhere. Tennessee Travis says, Calvin, do you have Google Voice set up? It's free. Give you a U.S. number to make and receive calls and text anywhere in the U.S. No, but I'm going to get it. I've got something called Talk 350. I can load it. I loaded $20, and the cost of the United States is very, very cheap. But free is better than 20, Tennessee Traveler. Hey, Simply Akkus, what's going on? How's everyone today? Happy Sunday. Thank you, because it is Sunday here. Larry Williams said, good evening. Can we get a COVID update? Sure. It's still about 9,000 cases, according to the Manila Times. Still, there's no vaccines here, but they have, what they're doing now, they're vaccinating the frontliners, but they've included teachers in that. But yeah, the update is there is no update. They did extend the suspension of foreigners traveling to the Philippines, except special circumstances. If you got a Filipino spouse, it's a bunch of different things that you could still get in here, but they suspended that. Don Davis 42 said the Google number is free. Yeah, I'm going to get that then. I'll look it up when I finish here today. Hollywood Baby says, hello, Calvin. I always look forward to your live streams. Your friendly neighborhood fireman from Atlanta, man. Thanks for checking in. I don't use the word hero very often like a lot of people. I don't throw it around, but in my opinion, firemen are heroes, man. I'm going to tell you. And I've always felt that way. They're very, very brave. Maybe because I'm afraid of heights. Bubba G says suspended until the 19th. No, but they extended that, Bubba G. Let's see. Hey, Luis Martinez, what's going on? Thanks for your help and support, man. I'm glad you're on here, brother. I appreciate it. Eric Terry says, any word about opening? There's no word, Terry. But I did read that somewhere in July, they're going to be starting inoculating the general public, starting with senior citizens and people with infirmaries, diabetes, heart disease, that sort of thing. July, see. Hey, Matthew, thanks for the super chat. He said, I know you love lockdowns, but open up states in the USA are doing much better than lockdown states and lockup in the Philippines. I don't love lockdowns, Matthew. I really don't. I'm just saying that, people always talk about whether the COVID is real or not. The lockdowns are real. And the effect that it has over people over here in the economy, just like you're saying. People are starving over here. It's not a time right now for who's right and who's wrong, really, man. That's why I try to do as much as I can with the little I've got, man, really. Hey, thanks, Ron Bizzle, for that super chat. He says, hi, Team Philippines. That's right, man. I can't wait till you guys get over here, too. Larry of Formula says, I've been using Google Voice in the Caribbean since 2010. It's free and it works great. Call and text the U.S. and Canada for free. Wow. Thanks, Larry. I'm definitely going to get it then today. Hey, Roy, what's going on, man? Roy Faulkner. Steve Davis says simply, okay, I'm watching Sunshine for the second time. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it, man. A lot of my friends, when I used to drink, they were firemen. Because, in Louisville, we find, and on every corner just about is a liquor store. It's either a church or a liquor store. So it's up to you where you want to hang at in the hood. But, we'd hang on the corner, man. Those be the guys with the money, man. They come over, they're buying for everybody. And a lot of my good friends, man, they retired from the fire department. And, one of my good friends, I'm not going to say his name, but him and his wife, and his wife eventually was promoted to captain, one of the first black women in all of the state of Kentucky to be, promoted to captain. They're probably retired now. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah. Biggie B says, bought me a plane ticket to PI. I guess I'll be asking for a refund. No idea when I can visit. Yeah, when did you buy that from, Biggie B? Because, see, I like to read in between the lines of a lot of things. I don't take people's word for it anymore. I like to think for myself. And when that mayor in Lapu-Lapu, when he said, I'm going to ask the IATF to open up. See, I read between the lines there, man. It's really been getting bad here. And believe it or not, economics may force the Philippines to open up sooner than they want to. Or let people in, because he said let people in here that have been vaccinated. But it's going to have to be a little bit more than just Lapu-Lapu, because that infrastructure there is just not enough, man, for that place. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. The minute they open that up, it's going to, people going to descend on that place. Yeah, guys. C. Brown says, hit the like button, man. It helps Calvin. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Stephen K says at one point in the winter last year, we were hitting more than 400,000 new cases per day, and over 4,000 deaths every day. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man, the COVID's real. I don't care what nobody says. Hey, Chief Big Guns, retired. He says, thanks for that super chat. He said, boom, smoking a 98-pound hog here in Georgia. Wow. Wishing you all the best, Petty Officer Calvin. Respectfully, Chief Gunners, mate, retired, man. Well, you chiefs on the ship, man, y'all had big pull. Y'all had, man, big respect. You see that khaki uniform, man. But most of the chiefs were cool, that, you know, especially the chief. I had a Filipino chief, and then I had a brother. He was the senior chief, man, and they were laid back. They wouldn't bother you. Sam Champion says, Calvin, you are the advanced party ahead of the brigade. Forward deploying. You are giving lots of great intel in real time. That's invaluable. Thanks, Sam. And that's why I started my channel, man. Just, you know, that we can bounce stuff off each other. That's really how, you know, and that's why I did a video yesterday, because a lot of the basics are getting lost in these Filipino vlogger channels, man. You know, we got to stay with the basics sometimes, guys, you know, because a lot of people who are wanting to come over here, it's going to be their first time. We got to serve these men and women. For real. Oh, wow. Island Fish, he said, good morning from Okinawa, man. I'm impressed. A guy sent me a comment. Man, he was from Tanzania. Now, that might be the most exotic place I've ever got anything from. Steve Davis said, Calvin, can I smoke weed in the field? Yeah, but you might as well throw away that round trip ticket and get you a nice, comfortable place, if possible, in the local pen, because you won't be going home for a long time. Because I got a friend here who says he smokes it from time to time, but I wouldn't take any chances, man, you know, because, you know, they may give it to you, then turn around, go to the police station and say, yeah, there he is over there. Because they may get paid for that or something, because Matthew B. sent me an email. He said, Calvin, he said, it might be something you want to talk about. He said, did you know that when you go to the store with a Filipino or you buy something and a Filipino with you, they'll go back and ask the store owner or shop owner for a commission? And there was a great thing that he brought up, because it only happened to me one time. And it was just this year when I found out about it. I bought a used computer. Well, I was in the real computer store, and they was throwing out this just unbelievably stupid, prices. But he saw us in there. So when we walk out the door, a guy walks up to us and said, hey, y'all looking for a computer? There's a computer place down the street. They sell used computers. So hey, we said, hey, thank you, you know, for that information. We go down there and buy the computer. Well, 2 days later, it's a piece of junk. We take it, get our money back, but instead of $13,000, they only give us $12,000. I'm like, where's the $13,000? She said, well, we gave that $1,000 commission to the man who brought you over here. See, so we had to wait a couple of days for them to track him down and get that 1,000 pesos back for us to get our other one. But yeah, it happens over here, guys. So, you know, and that's what, but see, they get it from the shop owner. Don't let them get it from you, because one of my subscribers told me that he bought a car over here, and the guy who took him to buy the car came back and asked him for the commission. No, you get it from the seller, not the buyer, guys. Okay. Alex Bennett says, Kia ora, Calvin, from Ozzy. Love your vlog more. I watch the more I want to visit Philippines. Thank you, Alex and mate from Australia. Brad Jones says, this show is always fire. I got to get out of here. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Brad. I appreciate it. I mean it, man. I thank you for your support and everything. Don Davis says, I've got a buddy that's in the big girls, but he don't see any big girls in PA. Yeah, they're here now in abundance. Yeah, the big girls have arrived in the Philippines. I promise you. And some of them, like I said, you call them big or you call them chubby. Don't use that fat word over here. Don't do it. Okay? Ulysses Swinton says, how's the Philippines treatment towards black people? Well, I'm treated like a celebrity. Matter of fact, I met a black guy at the Save More yesterday, grocery store. He lives in Calatrava, and he told me the same thing. You're not going to have any problems over here. The racism over here is totally different from anything I've experienced in America. I don't fear for my life because of my color. Will they look over you for a job here because you're darker than somebody else? Probably. That would be discrimination. But no, they're not that shallow over here. And that's why I love the Philippines. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, they have so much more important things to worry about over here. Just putting food on the table ranks number one up there. Don't give a damn what you look like. And see, I'm getting my thoughts together. Believe it or not, I don't care if you're black, white, whatever. As a foreigner over here, man, you're really invisible over here. Yeah, you're invisible. I know you get attention, but you're invisible. They really don't see you as a threat. They don't see you anything like that. They don't have to worry about competing with you for a job or even a girl. They don't see you guys over here, man. And so I say that to say, it kind of cools our egos down. And see, that's one of the reasons why we don't face a lot of the crime and we're not robbed. And that's why we're so safe over here, because we're invisible. They don't see us as a threat. They don't even see us in a way. You understand? So they know that we're in the Philippines, but we're not of the Philippines. So they're not afraid of us. They're not jealous of us. They're not envious of us because we're not of the Philippines. See? So, let me say this. I'll move on to answer your questions. I've been here on and off for 12 years, man. Don't you know? And the most that I really meet the masses over here is in passing. It's like I'm invisible for real. Now, if I go out of my way to speak and to introduce myself and try to engage people, will they see me? Yeah. But other times I'm basically invisible. Man, they're on their way to work, school, church. Man, they're not studying me. Hey, Kevin Morris, thanks for the super chat. He says, I really enjoy your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. It's just really common sense stuff that I've learned over here. My mistakes have become my secrets. I pass them on to you guys so you don't have to make them. It's not really advice. It's really suggestions, because most of my viewers are 45 and up. You're going to do what you want to do. See? And one guy, Gary T, I hope he's on here, he says, what's a mistake that I see expats make over and over? And me and John are going to address this Friday. But because there's so many answers, it's always the one where we fall for the first pretty face we see. That's, we do that over and over and over. We end up falling in love with the wrong woman over here. And they do that over and over and over. Or we do this. We can't stick with one, so we want to kind of, sow our oats a little bit. Thanks, Ulysses Swinton, for that super sticker. And most of you are going to do that because you're just not used to, having that sort of selection available to you. You're going to be like a kid in a candy store. JS says, how much is a full service spa day there? Massage, manicure, pedicure. Can I afford to do that on the regular? Absolutely, because a 1 hour massage is $5. The manicure and pedicure is going to cost you about $4 altogether now. Pre-pandemic, it was $1 for the manicure, $1 for the pedicure, but it ain't gonna take all day. It's probably 2 hours. Or you can get a 2 hour massage for $10, or about 12 now. Yeah, so yeah. But right now you can't get that done because of the COVID. Hey, Matthew, uh, thanks for that super chat. He said, no country is worse than the Philippines for COVID, so the president should be in jail for malpractice. I won't even address that. One thing you don't want to do over here, especially as a foreigner, is criticize the government or the president. Hey, what's going on, JH? So, yeah, Matthew, I respect your opinion, and I'd say that, but I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Davion Angley says, yeah, kid in the candy store, facts. I've been here 10 years and still sampling. Yeah, and that's one thing you're going to have to, that's why I say just come over here, man, because once you make a commitment, man, to a Filipino, man, she's going to put her hooks in you, man, and it's going to be some hurt feelings, and it's better to just come over here and do like that, and then, because you're going to find a good one. But if you want to sample, you can, because that's what my problem was. I came over here, I met a woman, I was like, nah. Then I seen another one, I was like, I want you. I was with her for 2 weeks. Now I want that one. Just being really immature is what I call it, but it's really not that, because we're not under any obligation to marry people over here, but you want to treat them good. Every woman I've dealt with, I promise, I don't care if I was just with her 1 day, 2 weeks, 2 years. Her life was better having met me. Okay. I was out floating around. I was, but I wasn't using them, man. I took good care of them. But yeah, Davion is absolutely true. Kona Ranger says, no, India has the worst numbers. I've got to take your word for it. Clayton Murray said, I got a 2-hour Thai massage. Best of my life. Yeah. $12 New Zealand. Sadly, no happy ending. Yeah. You're not going to get that. But you're right. It's about $12 now. And when I first came over in 2009, you could get a good massage just by anywhere you want. But it's like lawn care services in the U.S. They see somebody else do it. Oh, I can do that. So they start theirs. And that's what's happened over here. It's so many that opened up. Basically, if you're not careful when you go in there, there's going to be a woman rubbing oil and grease all over you. It's not good. Jacob says, Brazil is dying from COVID. Man, you're speaking to the choir, man. Really, guys. Let's see. Yeah, John says, James B., you can buy toilet paper anywhere, but you have to carry it with you. Yeah, because if you go to the mall and use if you have to do a number 2 there, you got to get a lot of times the toilet's not even going to flush. You got to get the water and dump it, and then he'll give you 1 sheet of toilet paper to wipe your behind. So that's not enough. And another thing the Philippines is for, when you go to the restaurants, you're going to see them little bitty napkins they give you. What they do, they take a regular napkin, they cut it in half, and they make 4 napkins out of it. So you're going to have a big stack of napkins next to your plate, because them little things ain't going to do nothing. Stephen K., rainy season is pretty much over, though. Now comes the sun frying your skin until it shines. Absolutely. You're right. But, yeah, because it's summertime now. But I had some guy on my video yesterday. He said, oh, actually, the Philippines is not on the equator. It's 13 degrees latitude, whatever he said. He said, it's no hotter there than it is in some of the southern states. Man, listen, I'm giving you boots on the ground. That's not true. There's sun over here. You come over here with that attitude, and they're going to be carrying you like I've seen them do it over and over, carrying you on a stretcher to the hospital where you've gotten drunk, fell asleep on the beach here, and got fried. Okay? No, it's hotter here than it is in Florida, Texas, the Gulf states. Okay? I'm telling you from experience. And it's like that every single day. It's not just, in the summer or whatever. So now, Kevin Moore says, when are you going to be able to get vaccinated? Has the embassy offered you any assistance? No. Now, if I was, wanted to go to the VA, there eventually will you make an appointment, but no, the embassy tells you to check with the local government officials, but they've worked out something where it's going to be free for us whenever it gets to our time. We're probably, we're going to be in the mix with everybody else. But yeah, I think it's free from what John was telling me. He said he talked to it. Stephen K says those little tiny little, I'm telling you, it's a pain, man. Sam Champion said, best advice, carry your own toilet paper or wipes. But you can find cheap toilet paper in the supermarket. Yeah. But yeah, they give you that one piece. And you're like, what's this for, man? To blow my nose? Sure you don't want me to wipe my butt with that. Kevin Lockman says, it's true that you can't date without the risk of a woman getting attached and getting you blackballed if you feel otherwise. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Be careful, when you come over here, man. They'll try to blackball you, especially if you got Facebook. I forgot what they call it, the coconut grapevine. I mean, something like that over here. Yeah, you got to be careful, man, because they get serious over here really, really quick. Remember, it's like, in some cases, not all cases, it's like you going down the street and you you find a lottery ticket. In some cases, it's like that, man, and that's the way they look at it. You're going to hold on to that lottery ticket and cash it in. Yeah. Mac Dre 7 says hot and steamy. Absolutely over here, man. It's not, he said, it's no hotter in the Philippines than it is in some of the southern states in America. I just said, okay, man, but I'm telling you that it is. Yeah. Tennessee Traveler says, I lived for years in South Texas, McAllen, spent a lot of time on the beach of San Padre Island. He says, much hotter here in the Philippines. Thank you, Tennessee Traveler. I mean, I wasn't even going to argue with the guy. I mean, I don't know what he was talking about. Gabriel Bowe said, Calvin, can you show us the fruits that are available there, and do they have strawberries over there? I haven't seen a strawberry over here. I haven't seen any strawberries, Gabriel. Hey, what's going on, Tony, from Arlington, Texas? Smoky Mountain Model said, Philippines have more eyes than the pineapple. I promise you they do. I was way in Ormond City, man. It's far from here. It's in Lady. You got to go through Cebu, then to Lake to get to Ormond City. I was on a jeepney, man. Well, not the jeepney, a tricycle, sitting next to a woman. Didn't know this woman. Don't you know when I get back to San Carlos City, somebody had told my girlfriend that I was with somebody in Ormond City. True story, man. She said, yeah, they saw you in Ormond. And I couldn't believe it, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, Davion said they'll be all in your grid on your Facebook, investigating comments, man. They, be careful, man. Eric Lima says, I'm going for a traditional, let's see what he says. He's always got something good to say. I'm in the PH. I heard PH men have created a player environment there. Is it just a pipe dream to have a woman who won't cheat? No, absolutely not. Remember my saying of Calvinism, you can only get unlucky over here. Over here and just take your time and meet a woman. She's going to be the right woman. I'm going to give it to you. Mizul was talking yesterday. He wants to introduce people to some real supplements that he can get in Singapore. And see, over here in the East, the stuff is just so much better than in the West, man, when it comes to stuff like that. And this is a legitimate guy. And like I told him, he wants me to sample some stuff. I'm going to do it for him because I trust him. He's legitimate, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, George says the thing in the Philippines, like Thailand, they don't want you to flush toilet paper in the toilet. Yeah, but how crazy is that? Yeah, they want you to wipe your butt and put it in the garbage can. But we coming from the West, we think that that's strange. It don't make sense. But remember, it's not going to make sense to you. It doesn't supposed to make sense to us. We're in the Philippines. It doesn't have to make sense for it to be reality over here. But George is right. That's what they do. Ken Watson said, unless you live in Death Valley in the Mojave Desert, the Philippines and Thailand are two of the hottest places on the planet. At least in Death Valley, it gets cold at night. Hold on. Hey, hun, the water, too big. Yeah, one thing I like about here, they deliver your water over here. Remember like how they used to deliver the milk in the olden days? But yeah, you're right, Ken Watson. I don't know what that guy was talking about, but, hey. Brad Jones said Calvin's the Don Corleone of phone credit. Hey, Lynn, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate Lynn, San Diego 102. I love San Diego. I mean, if I was to move back to the States, which that's never going to happen, I'd move to San Diego. Balboa Park. I mean, now, in those days, you got to realize, when I was in San Diego doing my A school in the Navy, I'll drink, and I use weed then. And, man, I'm going to tell you something. They had the best weed in the world that I'd ever gotten. And we should get it from this taxi driver. Purple Sensimilla. I mean, I was so high one time. We were going over a friend of mine's house. I thought I was tripping, man. This guy had a lemon tree in his yard. Now, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. We don't see that kind of stuff, man. I thought I was, hallucinating, man. And we were going over there, we playing with the lemons and stuff, man. That's a lemon tree in his yard. Hey, American Inexpress, it says here in Bacone, Dumagetti. I love Bacone, but I didn't love that damn big ass what do you call it? Geico that was in my Airbnb. I didn't get no sleep. What's going on, American Express? Hey, Greg Griffith, Calvin, April 15th just passed. Must U.S. expats file tax returns? Yeah, but now they extended it to May 15th or May 17th. But yeah, I just do mine online. I use TurboTax because see, I get that income from my insurance renewals, and they send me a 1099. And see, next year, because my channel's monetized from YouTube, they're gonna send me a 1099. Yeah, I gotta file taxes over here because I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm not a Filipino citizen. I'm just living over here. The United States just sees me as I'm on vacation over here. Hey, Gabriel Bo, thanks for that super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super sticker, rather. Yeah, I still got to file taxes. Johnny Rambo says my girlfriend ever been on the channel. Just in passing, man. I don't want to do it. She doesn't want to do it. Because I'm gonna tell you guys something. You see, it says it's 171 people on here. There's no telling who. There's only about 15 or 20 of y'all that always comment. Who's the other 151 just sitting there watching? I'm glad they're here, but she doesn't want to be exploited like that. That's what she sees it, and I see it. I only put people on here that want to be on here, adults. And I'm hesitant to do that anymore because of the lesson I learned from the first three women. They were it was really sketchy, man. I really felt used. Because after that, man, I can go to the store right now and somebody stop me. Hey, can you interview me? If you look at my Sunshine Shoulders Messenger, it's full of women wanting to be interviewed. And so I won't do it. Brian Nichols says, hey, San Diego's expensive. I know it is. Let's see. 2015, I had to go for some training with Anthem Healthcare, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield in LA. And I met a gentleman from San Diego. He was telling me how expensive it was. Black man, Filipino wife says, hello, fam. Sorry I'm late. Told the wife I would cook dinner tonight. Wow. And see, that's a good husband. Lynn, San Diego 102 says, San Diego is beautiful right now. You can stay with us for vacay. Wow. We have an extra room you can use. Now, see, that's the type of subscribers I got. I told you I got the best subscribers on YouTube, and I'll argue with anybody about that. Thank you, Lynn. I would definitely take you up on that. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to show y'all this lot that we purchased, right? Took every nickel I got, except for my every peso I had, except for my $2,500. I never touched that for emergencies. That's why I would suggest to you. Some people have a whole lot more than that. I'm just a regular guy. But what I'm going to do, we got an engineer right now. He's designing the floor plan. It's a 230 square meter lot, really 180, but we got 50 free square meters out in front. He's designing us just a small 100 square meter house. But I'm going to have him build a small Sunshine Shoulders guest house behind that. And it's going to be for any of my subscribers that visit San Carlos City. You can stay there for free. It's just going to be your own hotel room. It's going to be one room. You have your bed, aircon, cable, Wi-Fi, bathroom. That's the least I can do for my subscribers. And Lynn maybe reminded me to mention that by offering me a stay. So, of course it's first come, first serve, and you have to, give me an advance. Don't just show up, knock on my door. Hey, Sunshine Jones, I'm here. Give me But yeah, thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. Yeah, she says, Lynn says, lots of nice hiking spots here too. Yeah, now the San Diego have those big, what's them cats that stalk you over there in LA and out there in Southern California? Not the cougars, what are they called? Chief Big Guns, retired, says, Calvin, the door is always open to a fellow veteran. If you're ever in Atlanta passing through, oh man. He said, I cater barbecue for all kinds of events all over the Southeast. Man, thank you. I miss good barbecue, although they have the real barbecue over here in San Carlos in Ma'awani Hotel, and you can ask John. It's the real barbecue. It's delicious. But yeah, stuff like that I miss from home. Paul M says, is there a problem with drinking the tap water there? Yes. Will it make you sick? Yes. And how much is bottled water delivered? It's about 25 pesos, about 50 cents US. I think it's 12 liters container. But it's good. And that's what you want to do over here. Remember, I tell you, they have good water refilling stations here. Hey, look, Cal. And, of course, you can drink bottled water, but the refilling stations are legit here. But, yeah, you don't want to, you definitely don't want to drink the tap water here. I mean, it's as bad as anywhere on the planet here. I've got a video I did when I lived over in Malawi, because somebody asked me that question, Paul. Go on there, and if you send me a message, I'll put it in the link to that video. Man, you don't want to drink that. Luis Martinez says, definitely be visiting one day, Cal. Man, all of y'all welcome. Just give me in advance. I'm going to build that back there. I ain't going to spend no more. The labor over here is cheap, guys, remember. And, the hollow block is cheap, but it's going to be nice. It's going to be a little guest house, guest room, rather. I probably ain't gonna spend no more than $3,000 for it. But you won't have to worry about a hotel. You stay there as long as you're here. Oh, Kona Ranger said nocturnal cats only. Oh, okay. Wendell Richardson, Bro Calvin, they're called mountain lions, my brother. Yeah. I know I just was seeing on Yahoo where one just killed a man's wife in California. Yeah, Stay Frosty the second says, hell no, don't drink that tap water. C. Brown says, Calvin, what about the snakes? I haven't seen one snake in 12 years. Here, I've seen a dead one. But I was walking through the jungle, and this was literally the jungle on my way to my son's mother's house when I first met her. But it was an old, dead, rotted, snake on the side of the path because we had to walk through the jungle to get to her house, man. I'm talking about the real jungle, man. For real. Oh, okay. Philip Janik says new buffet in Marlborough. Wines, $4 US, all you can eat. We visited there September of 2019. And Marlborough was just now getting, because I thought I was in the wrong place, man. I was like, where's all the tourists? And there was a guy from England. He was building a Western restaurant that served Western foods, hamburgers, hot dogs. He said, no, this is the Strip. He said, that's why we're here now, because it hasn't really caught on yet. But we enjoyed ourselves. I love Marlborough. I'd love to live there. Hey, Alex Singh. He said, greetings from Calgary. Thank you. Michael Booth says, shout out from Pampanga. Hey, brother. Hey, thanks, Roy Ford, for that super sticker. I appreciate it, man. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, Fred Smith said, what's up? From Oklahoma. What's up, Fred? Juan Carlos says, I read that weed is not that hard to find, not that big of a deal in Manila. It is, I'm pretty sure it is. Manila, remember, United States built that to be the Los Angeles of Southeast Asia. But, man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't get caught with no weed over here, man. No counter drugs over here. You're going to be in big trouble. Thanks, Matt Bassett, for that super chat. He says, I like to walk 5 to 10 miles a day. How early or late will I need to walk to avoid the heat? Also, is it safe to walk after dark in that area? In San Carlos, absolutely. I'm only going to speak for San Carlos. You can get up at 6 o'clock and that 5 to 10 miles, because I do it, except I ride my bike. You get up 5:30, between 5:30 and 6, get up, and then about 7:30, you want to come back in. Same at night, about between 5 o'clock and 5:30, sun sets, you can go, and they're not going to bother you here. But remember, we're on an 8 o'clock curfew right now. But so you can get it done. As a matter of fact, you won't be the only one out here. In St. Carlos, they got so many wide open spaces. They got a special place. It's called Center Mall, where people do all the walking, jogging, riding their bikes. So you won't be alone anyway. You'll be real safe, Matt. So, you won't have to worry about that. Yeah, you can get it done. See, the Philippines has a robust physical fitness community here. Of course, because it's warm all year round. Just like in Florida, and they've got a robust, man. You're going to see a lot of people. They run a lot of marathons here, mini marathons. They'll do it all in one. They'll do it all in one, not like in America. See, I ran a mini marathon in 2011. No, 2005. They had the mini marathon and the marathon together. Once you got to the 13.1 mile mark, you were finished, but then the marathoners went this way. It's the same way here in the Philippines. They'll have the 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, it's like They'll have like the 3 mile, then like the 6 mile, then the half marathon, then the full marathon. But all the runners will go together. Amer says, I've only seen trash weed in the fields. I'm pretty sure they've got some. Philip Janik said, did you get your stimulus check this week? They said vets were getting them. I got mine. I got mine about 2 weeks ago, but I let my kids have it at home. I got 4 adult daughters at home. I just gave it to them, and told them to split it up. American and Express said, how's the virus here? We had very low cases, but now all of a sudden they spiked, and that's why they put us on this 8 o'clock curfew. 8 o'clock in night till 4 in the morning. We're on curfew. We can't go out. I mean, it's really, see, but they didn't tell you that. They didn't, there's no paper here. There's no San Carlos City Tribunal or Courier or anything like that. It's word of mouth, see. They said that's why they did it, but they didn't officially come out and tell you. Hey, Kim Watson, thanks for that super chat. He says, love your channel and content, my Navy brother, USS America CB66. Thank you, Ken. Every now and then, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was that on the West Coast? But I know that when we were on Pier 12 in Norfolk, Virginia, and every now and then I'd see the Nimitz, and I believe one time I actually saw the Kitty Hawk sitting over there. Now, why that would be when I thought the Kitty Hawk was up in Puget Sound at that time, but in my mind I'm seeing, but I should see the Nimitz all the time. I don't know if I ever seen the America. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm wrong. Lynn San Diego 102 says, I have Anthem insurance right now. Yeah, it's big up there. And I was actually working for Anthem. I wasn't an independent agent. And they just sent me out there to, I want to say Newburgh, California. It's about 45 minutes to an hour outside of LA. This is a high-end place I was staying. This wasn't the hood. I liked it. I was like, wow, they had Anthem had this just humongous place where we trained and people worked and everything. And right down the street was a BMW. It wasn't a dealership. It was where they designed all the new BMWs and stuff, man. You talking about, you only seen BMWs there at that place. I forgot what they called that. It's like a laboratory for BMWs, man. You seen some funky stuff out there, man. I mean, every day, because I walk past there during my lunch break, you see some funky stuff, man, that you don't see on the street. I forgot what they called that. Hey, Gary says hello from Lincoln, Nebraska. Sure wish I could get back to the Philippines and see my girlfriend. We have been together for 8 years, man. I know it. I would hate to be in love with somebody right now over here, and you're there wherever you are, and you can't get to them. Because in my mind, there's nothing worse than being in love with somebody and you can't get to them. That would drive me crazy. Because that's what happened when I was stuck in Zamboanga for those 6 months and couldn't get back here, man. I mean, you literally feel it in your bones. You know what's waiting for you when you get there, but you can't get there, man. It's like being hungry and somebody says, here, man, here's all the food you can eat over here, but you can't get to it. Lynn says, sounds fun. San Carlos sounds wonderful. This is about as nice of a city that I've been into in the Philippines. I mean, it's about as well managed as any place I've seen. They have a hood over here. They got 2 hoods here. I'm going to take you to the hood. But as far as, imagine this. This is what they're talking about in the Philippines. They have a tennis club with clay courts, and they tore them up to replace them. Yeah, with brand new clay courts they're doing right now as we speak. That's this place. 2 nice basketball courts. That whole place over there is nothing but fitness. It has some, I mean, it's a big, big area. And I've never seen it anywhere in the Philippines, but I'm sure there's a lot of other places. And it's the cleanest place in the Philippines. 2 years in a row. Has this big, one of the only solar farms that are producing power in all of the Philippines, right up the street on Eco Highway. Just hectares and hectares of these solar panels. It's impressive, man. This place is really impressive. That's why I stayed here. Let's see what we got, y'all. Philip Janik says you want advice from a Filipino. He said, check out Dez's Hangout Haven for a single mom that teaches Tagalog. I'm subscribed to her channel. I get notifications from her. Yeah, I always like to give shout outs to channels like that because people did me like that. Hey, Retard 2019, what's going on? James Tennille says, hey, shipmate, it looks like that we share some experiences in life. Both were in the Navy, both from the South, and I decided also to live in the Philippines from time to time. Man, I tell you, it's the best decision. One of the best decisions I made as an adult was to come on over here and live. Do I get homesick, man? Yeah, yesterday it hit me like a ton of bricks because it was my grandson's birthday, and me and him are tight. He turned 6. He loves his pawpaws, what he calls me. And my daughter put his picture on Facebook, man. I'm going to tell you, I don't get homesick, man. But yesterday, but I got put back in reality real quick when I realized, you know, where home was, man. I don't ever want to live there anymore. And I love America, man. I put my life on the line. I served my country, but I lived there for 50 some odd years. I mean, you know, I don't know how many years I got left. I want to explore the planet, you know. America is always going to be home. I never give up my American citizenship. Hey, 316 Productions LLC, thanks for the super chat. He said, are you close to Pagadian City? I met someone there. No. Now, when I was in Zamboanga, I was, and we visited Pagadian City because her brother is in the army there. Right now, he's still stationed there. And I tell you, man, it's hilly. It's going to scare you. See, every place you go in the Philippines, they have their own design of tricycles. And these tricycles sit back like this, and they wobble up and down because of these hills in Pagadian City. And you won't get used to it because you're always rocking back and forth. He'll stop and then take off, and you'll, you know, rock back, and it'll scare you. But yeah, I've been there one time. You know, and it was like when I first met her, and he was trying to scare me because later on he told me, he said, I was just trying to scare you when I told you that. He said, because I didn't know you. I didn't know how you were going to treat my sister, if y'all were going to stay together or not. But he said, yeah, you don't want to come here, he said, because there's a lot of MPA here. But he was just pulling my leg. Red Jam Rock says in South and Central America, they put the toilet paper in the trash also. Yeah, you know, see, in America, we only make up 4% of the world's population, but we want to control 100% of the narrative. We think everything is supposed to be done the way we do it. In America, we're very arrogant in that way. So whenever we go somewhere and they don't do it the way we do it, we look down on it. But it's just different, man, you know. Imagine 4% of the population, but man, we try to, you know, hijack the conversation, man. Tennessee Travis said, Calvin, I still think you and John should start doing daily coffee break streams. We're just going to do it once a week right now. You know, John, him and his girlfriend, his girlfriend's getting ready to start a channel. And of course, John's going to contribute to it, you know, because he don't want to start a channel for tax reasons, and I'm gonna contribute to their channel to help build it up and give her some, get her a little income going. But they have their own life. They go down in that village a lot, and I wouldn't want to, get in the way of anything he's doing. But with John, with us, it is, it is like a perfect combination, and it just happened naturally. I can say this: over 12 years I've been here, he's only the third person that's ever walked up to me and intentionally introduced himself to me. And I knew right then and there, this guy, he's a good guy. He was different. It was a black guy in Cebu was the first one. His name was Jesse. I was in immigration. He introduced himself. He was living good. He used to come back. He had a new car and come and get me and take me all around Cebu, Lapu-Lapu, Mactan, and show me places. There was a white guy by the name of Kurt. I won't tell you his last name. One of the nicest guys in the world. Retired from AT&T as a lineman. Beautiful 35-acre spread in Colorado. Beautiful house here in Davao City. And John, but most of expats are like that, really. But we just hit it out, me and John. It's like I'm from the streets. We're both country boys, but I'm from the streets. The streets, really. If you call Louisville, Kentucky the streets. And he's from, West Virginia. John he's real. And I think that's why it works. James D said those lions are called kitty cats up there. Yeah, Michael Booth said, shout out from San Fernando, Pampanga. Now, is that San Fernando La Union? Or is that different, Michael? A black man with a Filipino wife says, hell, I don't drink the tap water in Arkansas. Now, Louisville, Kentucky was voted the best tap water in all of America. And yeah, I drink it right out of the tap when I'm at home. It's delicious. Stephen K said, what's a reasonable rent there, Calvin? Well, I've got go on my channel. This is a big house here. I pay $173 a month. John's got a nice, it would be considered a studio apartment in America for $140 a month. So, if it's just you and your girlfriend or you by yourself, I'd say rent over there with John is $7,000, man. You can't beat that. It's just two of you. See, she had two children when we met. So we had to get a 2-bedroom. We had a big place. But the most I've ever paid for a place was in 2010 in Cebu. I was renting for $15,000. That was $300. I mean, there's no telling how much they want for that condominium now. But if you pay right here in 2021, if you pay $15,000 a month in San Carlos, you're gonna have a nice place, a nice house. That's about $300 a month. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, okay. Fred Smith said, even though I'm in Oklahoma, I was born and raised in Inglewood, Chicago. The streets. Yeah. Hey, Philippines, my paradise. Thanks for stopping by, Ned. I really, really appreciate you, man. Thanks for your support. Check out Ned's channel, Philippines, my paradise. Check out Vixen's vlog. Check out LaRock's cooking adventures, guys. Check out, I can't think of this young brother's name. Seguro is the last, and I apologize. I don't watch it enough. Lawrence Cotton says Ohio River most polluted in U.S. Yeah, it's ugly, man. I ain't gonna argue with you there. Oh yeah, and this is crazy. I'm glad you said that. No Mad Patriot says, Calvin, why you never mention the amazing abilities Filipinos have with snapback? Their amazing ability to snap back after having a baby. Oh man. And it's like you read my mind because I told you I was looking at my girlfriend, man. I was like, wow, she really did get back real quick. But that's true. Uh, After having a baby, they snap back, man. It's like they never had a baby. And I mean, I know it may sound shallow to some people to say that. It's just something that you observe in passing. Hey, Lamont Smith, thanks for that super chat. He said, salute, Calvin. I'm laid up today. A car hit me on my motorcycle. Wow. Hey, man, I hope everything's okay because I had a friend killed like that. Man, you're lucky because I'm going to tell you something. Where I'm going on phones, all that distracted driving. Look out for these motorcycles out here, guys. But that's one reason why I don't drive over here, man, especially over here. But he got hit in America. They really don't do it. There's no etiquette over here. When they make turn right, you want to look left and then turn right. No, they just turn right. They're not seeing what's coming. You're going to see some crazy stuff over here on the road. Yeah, but No Man Patriot is right. They snap back after giving birth. Like nobody you ever noticed. And everybody was asking me about that typhoon. They were sending me warnings and stuff. Well, where I am, I'm in the Negros Occidental. We don't get affected by typhoons here. We're going to get a little bit rain. You can see it. Get ready to come from those typhoons. But the Philippines is vast, man. It's laid out over a stretch of, it's no one Philippines, guys. Remember that. If you see, hey, the Philippines has typhoons, no, only certain areas. That Eastern Visayas region and Central Luzon region. If you meet a girl from there, you make sure you tell her to meet you somewhere else. And then you watch the weather real close, like Tacloban, Samar, like that. Even Ormoc, lady, over there. And then when you get up in, what's the name of that place up in Central Luzon? It's always having those typhoons, but they don't affect me here. And yeah, they're monitoring that tall volcano because they're saying they're getting a lot of earthquakes inside of there, a lot of tremors, a lot of activity in there. They moved it up. It's like how they have those levels. Yeah. Wendell Richardson, Brother Calvin, what's up with the Filipino woman is this Tampo thing. What is Tampo? That's why they shut down and they won't talk to you and they ignore you. I don't deal with it because I let them know right up front. You pull that, I'm leaving. And that's what you need to do. I've never dealt with that before. Now, am I dealing with it now? Yeah, with my soon-to-be ex-wife. She shut off communication with me, man. And it's very frustrating. I can't put up with it. There's nothing worse than you trying to communicate with somebody and they won't respond. I don't care if it's on the phone. I don't care if it's a text. She just has shut down completely. And we've got unfinished business, And yeah, that's what that is. I don't deal with it when I'm with them. And I tell them, I'm out of here if you start that. Lynn, San Diego 102 said, I vacationed in Palomar 10 years ago. Great people felt safe there. It's a beautiful place, but you really have to be careful there. That's where a lot of here lately, that's where they've been snatching a lot of these foreigners off these resorts there. Over in Palomar, be careful, especially if you're on a boat. Tampo equals corny. She's right. Lynn San Diego 102 says, you're right. I don't deal with it. Yeah, Johnny Lawrence said Tampo just means just acting like a child of spoiled brat. Yeah, Fred Smith. Yeah, you shut down, I'm gone. I ain't got time for that. Yeah, Philip Jang says, yeah, Tampo pouting like a child. See, I ain't got time for that. We're grown. C. Brown said, my wife had Tampo for 15 years. Yeah, Liam 102, be careful. Next time you go to Palawan, that's where they're snatching them. And you're going to ride all the way from Palawan, look at it on the map, all the way to Baziland, Honolulu, one in place. It's a long, long way in one of them little big boats. I'd rather just jump off and take my chances with the sharks than let them damn rebels get me. Yeah. Davion Angley said it can be hard to have some conversations with Filipinos because they take advice as an argument. Oh, man. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, about coming over here and just getting in relationships with these women. Get to know him first because he's right about a lot of stuff like that, man. You give them advice, they don't take it good. And just because they speak English doesn't mean, because as bad as her English is, some of the women I've met, my Tagalog is even worse. So just because they understand basic English, having a conversation with them is difficult. You can have a general conversation, but anything deep, and that's usually what happens to relationships. When there's a problem, they won't talk. They'll shut down. And you can't get through to them. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man, that's what happened with me and my wife, man. It wasn't another woman, it wasn't another man. It was just the miscommunication. And then when you try to, hey, let's sit down and talk about it and see if we can work it, there's no working it out. They shut down. Oliver T says, any update about Baby D? Yeah, her mother took her, I think her therapy has started. Now, remember, I told you I had to back out from there because the mother. See, I can get in trouble over here. I don't want any trouble from the mother. See, so I had to back away from that as much as I didn't want to. There's a lot of rumblings over there. And see, remember, I want to stay invisible. And one way that you're seen over here, see, when you help people like I help them, that's seen as a form of activism over here. Like an activist. That's how they see it. So they start seeing you. And I could get in big trouble when a mother started talking crazy like that. Saying different things like that, I backed up. I had to. Or it could, get me in some big trouble. I mean, just making those type of accusations in passing, and and then when you confront them and say, oh, I was just joking. Well, you don't joke like that. You don't say stuff like that out loud and be joking. And so I had to back up, man. But if she ever came to me and said, hey, Calvin, help me with, but the last email she sent, message she sent me was she started her therapy. I mean, we took them as far as we could go. And that's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, we brought them a long, long way, man. Go back and watch them videos, man. If you ever get, if you ever forget how far we brought them with everybody. And I said we, I didn't say me. Yeah, you're right, Lynn. You said stay careful, don't get involved in messy stuff. Yeah, that's right. And it started getting messy. And that's how I had to back up. Yeah, Carmen Greenwood, if you move here, that would be a perfect place for you in there. Just you by yourself. And then you right in among the locals. They'll look after you. You don't have to worry about anybody bothering you. Yeah, Lynn, San Diego 102 said jokes are sometimes half truth. They can be misconstrued. Be careful. Some people can be weird. Well, when you're getting it from the next door neighbor, say, hey, Calvin, be careful. I heard what she's saying over there, And the woman who told me, I hold in great respect. So I backed off from that. Yeah, Carmen, you'll like it where John lives. That would be perfect for you or anybody that's single, just you and your girl or you and your partner, because it's just a perfect place to live. 140 a month, and you put an air conditioner in there, a good one, and it's going to cool that whole studio. They call it a one bedroom. It's really like a studio. Yeah, Lynn, I did. I listened to my inner voice. I didn't make it to be 57, get ready to be 58 for nothing. Sometimes you got to listen to people. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Remember that song by Kenny Rogers? I folded it up, man. Davion says, how's the internet? You see it now. Look at me. I don't have any problems, guys, since I switched to my 20 Mbps and also my laptop. Now, Davion, they advertise here that you can get up to 100 Mbps. When I inquired about that, they said where I live, it only goes up to 20. So they've got a big sign at the mall. Says you can get up to 100, World Traveler making a change in Calvin. They probably use alum powder. Is that aluminum powder? It works good to help women snap back. I don't know what the secret is. Maybe because they're so small in stature. But yeah, they snap back. Larry, see, one day you should do a travel video, the things you did, the airlines you used. I will, Larry. Thank you. You said the tickets, the tips and tricks you learned through all your travels. I think it would be a good video. I think I'm going to write this down right now, Larry, because I think I'm going to discuss that on John's show. I'm going to just put tips and tricks for traveling to the Philippines. Because that's stuff that I like to discuss stuff like that on a live stream when people are actually here. One of the tips is the day that you travel, the month that you travel, guys. It determines how much your ticket is, where you're flying from, where you're flying into. I tell you always to fly into to Cebu, but it's actually cheaper to fly into Manila. But if you have to come here, you're going to have to put that on top of the price to fly in Manila anyway, if you want to fly from Manila to Cebu or Davao, one of those places. So you might as well just come right here to Cebu. But that's one tip. It just depends on what day of the week and what month. I found that from August, see, here in the Philippines, now is the summer. So if you would have put in a ticket, that's why my ticket cost so much when I first came over here, because I didn't know it. I came in April. It's the summer. The ticket price is going to be higher. And then once our summer kicks in, June, July, like that, the tickets are expensive. You buy a ticket August to like November, you're going to get a good deal. December, you have to buy it early because that's when Filipinos from all over the world, they come back home for Christmas. But once January 1st is over with, somewhere around mid-January to like the last of February, you can get a good price ticket too. Now, when I came here, believe it or not, December the 5th, 2018, we left the States December 3rd. Now, I bought the tickets October 2018. I was able to buy 3 tickets for less than $1,800. 3 round-trip tickets. Me, my wife, and our son come to the Philippines round trip in December. But remember, I bought them 2 months ahead of time. And if you can afford to do that, that's what you want to do. I always like to fly any of the Asian airlines, Cathay Pacific, Korean Air, Japan Airlines, ANA, Any of those like that. The one that flies into Taipei. What's the name of that one? I forgot. But yeah, any of those like that, especially Korean Air, is the best as far as, if you just get a regular ticket. Now, the best flight I ever had was Cathay Pacific when we came here in December. I'm talking about from the time I took off in Chicago to Hong Kong, which was almost 15 hours. Then from Hong Kong to Cebu, the passenger seatbelt light did not come on, guys. The whole time, it's the first time it ever happened. Yeah, Stephen K., it's a good deal. But I bought it 2 months in advance, remember? Fred Smith says on your tips and tricks, add how you can use or convert your current cell phone. Well, if your cell phone is unlocked, it's simple. Like my iPhone is unlocked, guys. This is already paid for when I bought it over here. All I had to do is come over here, and take out the SIM card and replace it with a local SIM card that I paid 40-something pesos for it, and then load my phone. And that SIM card came with a load, some text and data with it. That's all you have to do. Now, if you're on the contract with AT&T or something like that, you're not gonna be able to take that SIM card out and put it in there. You just want to buy you another phone over here. Just buy you a throwaway phone, a cheap phone over here for $10 or $15. See, that's what you want to do. Don't do it like I did the first time I came over here. Just a few calls that I was making. Some of my clients was calling me, that roaming. Man, my bill was $300-something when I got back. Yeah, Lynn San Diego 1-2 says buy minimum 2 months ahead of time and book on Tuesdays. Yeah, I heard Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday is when airlines and hotels dump their tickets for quick sales. And she's right, because that's usually when I fly, Tuesday. Dexter Perkins said, Calvin, what do you think about those Cebu Davao meeting trips versus just coming on your own? Yeah, I mean, why would you pay that money and they're going to do something you can do for yourself? And remember, it's no different than being those online dating sites, but you're just in person. Those women that you're meeting there, they're all online. It's the same thing. I mean, but if you're going to be here 2 weeks, I get it, but if you're looking to be here for a while, or you're looking to marry somebody over here, I wouldn't pay all that money for that, and I'm not knocking them. That's a great business model that they've tapped into, and it's very successful, but all it is, it's kind of scripted, man, and then just anybody can't do that. Somebody like me, I feel real uncomfortable. I'm the only guy at the table with 10 Filipinos, all staring down my throat, all asking me questions. No, that ain't my style. But some people it is. Yeah, 97420 in process. Come on your own. Then just pay for the meeting if you want. Well, if the heat is a concern, from what I've experienced, at least come during the rainy season. You're going to get a break. I would say August to February. Because May, don't come over in May if you got trouble with heat. It's going to burn you it gets so hot over here in May, guys. I can't even describe it. And then the humidity ramps up. The minute you come outside, you're going to be soaked. See, I carry this. See, it's another thing I want you guys to bring. Bring some good, soft hand towels over here with you and carry it with you everywhere you go. You're going to need it to go like this, go like this. Yeah. And bring them from home, because the ones over here, when you buy them, you have to wash them 4 or 5 times. and they still going to leave a bunch of lint on your head and clothes. You don't want that. So bring them from home. Wash them a couple of times, bring them home. Make sure that's soft. You're going to need this all times in the Philippines. Yeah, let's see if we can get 200 thumbs up before I get off here, guys. Let's see. Davion says, do not pay an agency to meet girls. You are better off using a dating site and getting advice from guys like Cal who are there and willing to help. Yeah. The best way to meet a woman over here is introduction, even if it's a stranger. See, the best way is introduction, man. I mean, you can't beat that. And if it was open, because people are giving me and John hell about having Annie and Vanessa on here. That's the only way, you can do it. We didn't do that to try to exploit them. If it was open, we would have just introduced her to somebody visiting St. Carlos. That's not human trafficking. If she says, hey, I want to meet somebody, she's an adult. It's not human trafficking, guys. But that's the best way to do it. Or, remember I told you, the 3-trip rule. You see a girl that you like, especially the ones that are working. Those are the good ones because, remember, I don't care if you got a job or not. Some of them get tired of, but these are the ones, they kind of vet themselves. So you go to Jollibee 3 times in a row. Let her see you. Go to her cashier. Go to her counter. Go to the mall. Let her wait on you 3 times in a row. Don't go anywhere else. And then you say, hey, I'm Calvin. How you doing? Or something, Are you married? Because see, this is an open society, what they say. No questions off limits here in the Philippines. So you can go right for the jugular right away. Are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? It's not like in America. They'll shut you down the minute you try something like that. But here they won't. Frank Ellis said the best way to meet a woman is hang out at the mall. I used to think that, but see, the malls here is like going to church in America. They dress up. You're going to meet somebody. You're not going to get that original person. But as far as volume, yeah. For me, introduction, the 3 meeting rule, but then another, if you really want to know, there's 2 places over here you want to meet somebody. I'm talking about really 100% you're going to meet somebody. Church, go to the Catholic Mass here. It's not like in America where, Sunday, I know in the hood, everybody dresses up. There's no telling who you're going to meet at church. They might be a garbage collector, nothing against garbage collectors, but at church, he's a damn college professor. It's not like that over here. Or go to the marketplace, guys. That's where they are. They're not in the grocery store. They're not in the malls because they can't afford it. When you see a girl in the mall, she's not really buying anything. She's there window shopping, dressed up, putting on her Sunday best. Go to the market. Yeah, Smoky Mountain Trap Modeler says, I'll wait for intros. It's the best way, guys. You're going to save a lot of money. You're going to save a lot of heartache because John has so much. They like him. They trust him. If John says, I'm just using John, but it could be anybody over here, me, thousands of expats in that situation. They know him. They trust him. That's big over here, trust. Because that's one of the reasons they don't want to mess with foreign men. They can't trust us. They don't know what we up to, what our motives are, But if somebody like John says, hey, Annie, here's Calvin. He's a nice guy, and then it's up to you. And then, because they're going to look for the spark. But that's the best way. There's no other way, really. Man, I'm going to tell you, when you see these guys over here, and they have these just drop dead gorgeous Filipinos, man, and they're normal men, 9 times out of 10, it was an introduction, man. Amber says you have to be thorough in your online dating approach. Oh, man, thorough ain't even the word for it. There's good women online, man, but I tell you, I said, this is another Calvinism. It's like finding a needle in 10,000 haystacks. Yeah, because you're competing with other guys, man. I don't care how innocent the girl looks. I don't care what she's telling you. She's chatting with 4 or 5 different men. If she's not, she's stupid. And these Filipinos aren't stupid. They're very smart. You know, they don't have a lot of distractions over here like women over there. See, they're vetting us, guys. Listen to me. They're vetting you and you don't even know it. Are you coming over here? Man, how much? What does that tell you about a man if he's going to spend $1,100, $1,200 for a ticket to come all the way halfway around the world to meet her? She's vetting you. What are you doing? Nothing. Taking her word for it. Falling in love online with a screen. You're not vetting her at all. She's vetting you. Because, man, and see, here's the thing. She's going to meet 4 guys because out of those 4, only one's going to make it. She don't know which one. So she's going to treat you all the same, going to show you all the same things, going to say all the same things to you. She don't know which one because only one of you going to make it. A lot of you guys are online, what they call it, Casanovas. That's what I call them. You know, remember that song by Gerald Levert and Levert, I ain't no Casanova. See, the guys that make it over here, that's our theme song. I ain't no Casanova. I'm the real deal. See? But a lot of us, we're online Casanovas. We fill them girls up. We send them money. We get them thinking that we're coming, and we never make it, man. Only a certain man makes it over here, comes over here. This isn't Mexico. It isn't the Dominican Republic, man, where you can just get on a plane, 3 hours, you're there. Need I remind you, it's not even Brazil or Colombia or any place like that. This is Southeast Asia. You in for a long haul, buddy. Then when you get here, it's a 12-hour time difference. You jump ahead 12 hours, man. Oh, yeah, Wendell Robinson, that's what I said. You can meet a woman at the market. That's what I'm telling. That's my, number one in the church. Because you're going to get the real deal there. When you see them at the mall, yeah, it's going to be more. I was in Bacolod City. You're going to see the stunners at the mall. I mean, the ones that's going to make your eyeballs drop out. But, is she going to give you any play at the mall? Because, she's going to be with 3 or 4 of her friends. And, it's a show at the mall, man. I mean, you see some drop dead gorgeous women in these malls. But you see the same ones at the market, and they're going to be by themselves carrying a bag of potatoes. You say, hey, let me carry that for you. And that's it. That's how you get them. Frank Allen said, remind you guys we're rock stars over there. We are. But we're invisible at the same time. But yeah, you're right. If you approach the woman the right way, see, you got to do it right because I don't care how bashful you are, how shy you are. They're 10 times more bashful, 10 times more shy. Remember I was telling you about that foolish pride over here? If you don't confront her the right way, you're going to get a lot of that, over here. Uh, 97420 said university girls are too young for me. Yeah, it just depends on what you want. Just make sure that they legal age 18, guys. Don't come over with that stuff, man. I know what you're talking about. Matt Bassett says, anyone know if there are AA meetings there? Yeah, they are. Pre-pandemic. Any of Expat Alley, you're not going to have a problem, Matt, finding an AA meeting. And then in Cebu, they have their national convention is held in Cebu every year, pre-pandemic. Yeah, Sam is right. See, you don't want to be a playboy over here. And I've got a video about that. You got to be careful, man, because not only when you come over here, you make sure that the woman you're dating or you're coming to see doesn't have a boyfriend somewhere in the background or a husband somewhere in the background. Because I've seen it. It happens a lot, guys. So much that I have to mention it. Okay? Because, man, they will get jealous, man. They will hurt you. They're very jealous. the men and the women here. And then when you meet a woman and, you're into her, I mean, she's into you, whether you're into her or not, and you start with these games, man, it could be trouble, man. You don't want that over here. Why would you want to come 8,000 miles for trouble? Don't do it, guys. Dexter Perkins said they look at your personality and character. Absolutely. That's why when people ask me, how do they treat black men over here? They treat them the same way they treat anybody else. Filipinos and Filipinas, they judge you by your character. It's one of the few places left on the planet, guys. Trust me, I'm telling you the truth. But they're going to look at your character. They don't care what you look like. That's why you see, you think, you be like, what does she see in him? He's a good guy. He's not mistreating her. He's taking good care of her. That's what they want. We're shallow in the West that we look for our partners that way. Why do you think our divorce rates are so high? Many of us never even make it to the altar. That's a shallow way to choose a mate. But with men, it's what we see. And with women, it's romantic. You're going to get her. To you, she's going to get jealous, man. That's another reason why me and my son's mother did not make it, because she was my match, man. Trust me, she was my soulmate, man. I don't let anybody arm my clothes. This woman did everything right, everything well. She didn't do nothing good. She did it great. She was ambitious. She was my mate, but she was just too jealous, man. I'd be on her like on a live. She'd be peeking through that damn window right there. Anytime I say anything to Lynn San Diego, who's Lynn San Diego? Why you keep talking to Lynn San Diego? See, that'll get on your nerves. Philip Jennings said, you don't want trouble in the Philippines. A hitman only costs 10,000 pesos for an average motorcycle hit. I hate to tell you, man, during this pandemic, it's went down. It's about 5,000, man. About $100. And believe it or not, in some places in the Philippines, $50. And you're toast. You're done. Because they know they're going to get away with it. Imagine if you make 4 hits a day. Man, you rolling over here and they'll do it. See, that's when I always talk about bringing that American thinking over here. You cannot insult somebody over here. You insult the wrong person over here, just insulting them. You don't have to put your hands on them. You're dead. They will kill you for that over here. You're not in America. You're not in the hood where they're going to let you sit there and argue back and forth for 2 hours, Stephen K. says, most divorces are initiated by women in the U.S. Why is that? It's usually because her man is broken, whether it's losing a job, falling to addiction, or falling on hard times. Definition of shallow. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you why me and my wife had such a bitter divorce, because I initiated the divorce. See, you're right. They want to be the one to initiate it because it's like a losing face. If and she found out I filed for divorce. Oh my God, she hit the roof. If she would have had a gun, she probably would have shot me. But you're right, man. There's 3 main reasons people get a divorce in the United States. How do I know? Because I had to go through a class. Believe it or not, in the United States, you can't just get divorced. Especially when you got kids in Kentucky. I had to attend, I don't know how long this class was. It might have been all day on divorce. And the 3 main reasons is money, sex, and a third party. And that third party doesn't necessarily mean you're cheating. It could mean letting people into your marriage, business, talking about your marriage to somebody on the outside. Those are the 3 main, which money is what you said, Steve. You lose your job, it's money. If you're on drugs, that's money. See? Sex and that third party. Those are 3 main reasons people get a divorce over there. That's just how it is. Yeah, is that shallow? Of course it is, but hey, Gene in the Philippines. Good morning, Sir Calvin and everyone. Thank you. I hope that's the real Gene because people are going around, with that impersonating stuff. If I was that smart, man, I'd use that to earn me some money some kind of way. I ordered it, Frank, the air fryer, and I'm going to do a review on my channel. I'm going to see what you guys are talking about. Now, some guy came on here and said it was good, but it's a pain in the butt cleaning it. See, I haven't talked about that. Yeah, Stephen K says they do that here in the U.S. classes to correct your problem. I was shocked. Before my divorce was final, I had to go to a class. I'm sitting in there with everybody else, Hey, A2DAJ, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, good evening. It's your boy, AJ. AJ, are you okay, brother? Yeah, thanks, brother, for that super chat. You had to go to that class, man. I was shocked, man. I took my youngest daughter with me. She wanted to go with me. Hey, Gene, thank you. She said, congratulations on 17,000 subscribers. I'm about as shocked as you, Gene, but I'm going to keep going, because my channel's here to help just a regular Joe like me. I'm a regular Joe. Avoid some of the problems that I encountered when I came over here. The only thing that I did that was right on my first trip to the Philippines was I flew into Cebu instead of Manila. That's the only thing I did right. Everything else I did wrong. Only had a 1 week reservation. Yeah, I came all the way in the Philippines, only had a 1 week vacation. I had to extend it for a week. Yeah. Well, I did meet 2 women online instead of 1. That was another good thing I did because the first woman, we didn't hit it off, but the second one, I did. That's another thing I did. But that's about the only, everything else I did wrong. Didn't go anywhere. Imagine I'm in the Philippines. My whole 2 weeks I stayed in Mactan. The whole 2 weeks at Tamboli Beach Resort. Which, for me, I got a beautiful woman beside me on a beautiful, at that time, Tamboli Beach Resort was nice. And I'm in the Philippines, but when I think about it now, I wasted that 2 weeks. George Zaluki says, yeah, the George Foreman grill was good too. But it was a nightmare to clean. Yeah, see? It's always something hiding behind that curtain. When they throw that air fryer out there at you, there has to be something. Gene in the Philippines says the Sunshine Shoulders, people trying to put you down. They are jealous. Welcome to the world of narcissistic. Yeah, thanks, Gene. I'm glad you said that. I wouldn't say it. But I think you're right. And they don't understand this YouTube should be a community. I don't care what your channel is. I'm going to support you. Am I being naive? I probably am. But when we help other people, we help ourselves, see? It's the other way around. You screw people, you're going to screw yourself. All right? You heard it from me. Wendell said, Brother Calvin, I can put a hit on somebody for $20 and go in their pockets for $20. You can't beat that. Man, I won't touch that window with a 10-foot pole. But I'm pretty sure you can. Hey, Demizi 626, thanks for that super chat. He said, what's today's topic? Whatever question and answer. And then, I had some stuff over here. I was asking people, did they, realize that the Philippines is not poor? A lot of the people are poor, but the Philippines is not poor, Demizi. They just busted a large clamshell operation over here worth $25 million. And they're using the clamshells to replace the ivory from the elephant, for aphrodisiac and everything else they use it for. I didn't even know that. We talked about the typhoon. Doesn't affect me over here. Doesn't affect a lot of the Philippines. And then, I finally bought that little piece of land that I was telling you guys about. And I'm going to build a little small house on it. I'm going to show you guys how to build an inexpensive house in the Philippines, but let it be nice. I doubt if I pay any more than 10 or 12,000 for it. And I'm going to build behind it a Sunshine Shoulders guest house or guest room for any of my subscribers that come here to San Carlos. You can stay there free. It's not going to cost me nothing about $3,000 to do that. I'm going to bring you along with me. I'm going to show you from the building of the foundation till it's finished. Demizi 626, thanks for the super chat. He said, how rampant is the gossip in the fields? Well, it's rampant. But because my Tagalog is bad, my Bisaya is bad, my Ilocos is bad, I don't hear it, but I know it goes on. And that's one of the reasons why I really don't have a desire to learn the language. I don't want to hear that stuff. Gary T, greetings from San Francisco, California. Besides the Philippines, what a country were you considering retiring in? I was considering retiring in Brazil or Mexico, but Mexico being my number one choice really before I found the Philippines. Because I had taken my wife there on a vacation. We went to Playa del Carmen. And then I went back to Cancun by myself. And yeah, I said, excuse me. I said, yeah, this is where I want to retire. Because I met a guy, he moved from LA back to Cancun. I didn't ask him no questions. He probably was one of those guys that got deported. But he took me all around, showed me apartments and different things like that. He showed me the real Mexico. And I was like, yeah, I want to live here. Yeah, Lynn, San Diego 102, she said, show us how the house is built. That would be fun. That's what I'm going to do. Because I want you guys to know that you can come over here and build a nice house. And don't have to wait 30 years for it. That's one of the reasons to pay for it. That's the reason I love the Philippines, man. The Filipino is smart. Even the ones OFWs, they'll send a little bit money back, build. Then when they run out of money, they'll stop, save up some more, build until their house is finished. But guess what? Once it's finished, there's no mortgage. That's not that weight of that 30-year mortgage, man. That's crushing on you over there, man. I don't care who you are. Yeah, but I'm going to bring you along all the way. Ray says crime is up big time. Well, not in the Philippines, it's not. I don't know where he's talking about. Actually, during the pandemic, crime in Metro Manila, in these metro areas, is down. But yeah, the U.S., I would say it is. And you would wonder, if the U.S. is the greatest country in the world, the land of opportunity, blah, 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 why is crime so high in America? I can never figure that one out. Hey, Demizi 626. He said, I want to build a house next to the beach. Advice. Bring a armored car because land here is expensive. And that land that you're talking about buying next to the beach is probably sky high. It's probably 6,000-7,000 per square meter. But you're still going to come out a lot better here than in America. Wendell Richardson said, my English is bad. Brother Calvin, I was born in America. I'm from the PJs in Chicago. Yeah, we speak slang. That's what John was saying. See, over here, they speak proper English. They call me slang, believe it or not. I'll be shocked. First, it made me mad, but then once I got living over here and said, oh, okay, that's because they speak proper English. I speak slang. I am slang to them. But if you think my English is slang, man, listen to my Bisaya or my Tagalog. It's really slang. Oliver T says you have Filipino friends. I do, but not many. Because like I told you, we're invisible over here, really. Unless you go out of your way to meet people. In my 12 years, I only meet Filipinos in passing. And remember, I'm a friendly guy. I'm an insurance agent. I know how to meet people. But that's just how it is. I'm really invisible over here, guys. They're so busy in their life, man. Their schedule doesn't coincide with mine the least bit. I've got time on top of time. My schedule is so flexible, but man, their schedule is rigid every single day, over and over and over. So it's kind of hard. But I've got a guy. He's one of my girlfriend's best friends. Her husband, our boyfriend. I consider him a friend. He's a musician, and we're going to be working on some songs together. I like him because we got a lot in common, music, and he's a quiet guy too. Lynn says crime here is high because people are disenfranchised. Some people feel marginalized, generally speaking. Yeah. Marginalized meaning that their lives don't matter and all of that. And you're right, but crime is, for that to be America, here's one thing that's going to shock you. When you get outside of America or your home country and you've been gone for a while and you're on the outside looking in, it's going to shock you, man. I'm shocked at America, some of the things that's going on over there. Seems like every time I cut on YouTube, there's a mass shooting. And I know it's going to be guys on here, the mainstream media. No, this guy killed 8 people at that FedEx facility in Indianapolis. There was no mainstream media. He did that. Hey, Demezy 626, thanks for that super chat. He says, you often get asked where you're from. Yeah, absolutely. From the day I got here to now. And they seem to think I'm from Africa. And they always ask me, am I from Nigeria? And I'm going to tell you why they do, because I remember when I first got asked that question, the lady says, are you from Nigeria? Let me see how that story went. Okay. You got to realize, no, she called me a Negro. That's what she called me. And I said, why am I a Negro? I said, Filipinos, the people in the Philippines are called Filipinos. People from China are called Chinese. People from Japan are called Japanese. Okay, where are Negroes from is what I asked her. And you know what she said to me? Nigeria. I laughed, man, but, it just goes to show you, you don't see they don't really come in contact with a lot of foreigners, even though, it's a modern world, a modern occurrence, they hardly see you. But yeah, just about every day they ask me where am I from. When I went to the province in northern Mindanao, they thought I was from Africa. When I told them I was American, they were shocked. Here's what the girl I was dating at the time, here's what the father said. We only thought Americans were white. That's what he said to me. I said, no, I'm an American. You want to see my ID, my passport? Yeah. Calvin from Africa, Nigeria. That's just an Asian seeing a black man. Yeah, I know it. I didn't take it offense, but I said, if Philippines are from the Filipinos, I broke it down to her like that. I said, well, where are Negroes from? And she said, Nigeria. It was funny. I know Radaren watched this. She wasn't insulting me. No, she wasn't. And I know that now. But at the time, I just thought that was strange that she called me a Negro. George Zaluki says, Calvin, do people fish for recreation over there? I was told they did. I've never seen it because fishing is big business over here. And then you got fishermen who fish for their, for their daily bread. I don't know how well they would take it if you were just out there fishing, but I'm sure that they do. I've just never seen it. Uh, 97420 says, yeah. He said mass shootings have been going on for decades. They're just getting more common. Yeah, but that doesn't make it any better. Imagine you know, people say, why do I feel so safe here? Yeah, I do. I don't feel safe anywhere there. Are you safe anywhere there? The police are killing people in their own homes in America. I was almost killed by the police, the SWAT team, in my own home. Yeah, here I am. Nobody in my house has a police record. But what happened was they were doing a drug investigation on my street. The detective was in such a hurry to get this search warrant that he wrote down the wrong address. He wrote down my address instead of the bad guy's address because they're looking at my house. They're looking at the house from the alley. So they get the search warrant. These is bad guys because it was the SWAT team that burst in my house. The only reason I'm talking to you now because I've never owned a gun before. If I was a homeowner, they would have killed me because it was such a racket. They knocked my door down, and I heard this boom. They set off these flash grenades, and my little daughter's running down the hallway. She said, "Daddy, it's the army." And it's late. It's in the winter times, about 8 o'clock, so it's dark outside. And those red lights that you see in those movies, it's real. The red light was right here on me. And he said, "MF, get down. I'm going to blow your head off." It was a SWAT team. They swept through my house, tied us up. You know, they didn't find anything. Then here comes the DEA after that. They tear the house up. Don't you know we could not sue them? We fought it for 2 years because somewhere in that Patriot Act is something called qualified immunity. The police have the right to be wrong. Yeah. And we didn't get 1 peso out of that. All we got was a lot of hurt feelings. It eventually led to my divorce from my wife because we never recovered from that. How do you recover from the SWAT team? This is, man, the people across the street from me, they said, "Calvin, we thought you were living a double life. We saw that tank pull up." Yeah, they bought the tank on my little young family. My little 1-year-old daughter. And people's like, "Why do you don't like the police?" Because of that day. My little 1-year-old daughter, they had the machine guns pointed at her. And you're going to say, "Why do I like the police?" Because of that. It messed me up, man. My life was never the same after that. You know, how? How could it be? You know, but that's the kind of stuff that you deal with over there. I don't feel safe in there. I feel safe over here because the police over here are just, they kid around with you. They're just people here, Filipinos, who just so happen to have a job as a police. Are there bad apples over here? Absolutely. Hey, the Measy 626, thanks for the super chat. He said, "Long time ago, I was trying to get at a Filipino, and I told her I'm American. And she said, 'You're not a white American.'" I guess you're saying she said you're not American because you're not white. But yeah, the Measy 626, you got to realize, we take for granted that people over here are used to seeing foreigners, but they're not. There's a lot of people living in these mountains and these far provinces. They've never come in contact with a foreigner before. And when they do, I mean, really, it's like when I came over in 2009, everybody thought, called me Kobe Bryant. A taxi driver asked me, did I know Kobe Bryant? And he was serious. He said, "Do you know Kobe Bryant?" And I said, "Yeah, I know him. We kick it all the time." I was just pulling his leg. Yeah. Lynn San Diego 102 said that's how Breonna Taylor got murdered. Well, you got to realize it's my home girl. It happened right in Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from. It happens all the time in my city. But because nobody was killed in my house, they swept it under the rug, not realizing that that's real terror. You talking about terrorism? Let the SWAT team come to your house at 8 o'clock at night, followed by the DEA, then the Louisville Police Department. I heard one of the detectives on the phone. He said, "Man, because, remember, me and my wife, we had 4 kids together and her son. So we had 5 kids in there, the oldest 16, the youngest 1. He said, we invaded a daycare." I promise you, I heard him say that. They knew from day one that they had the wrong house, never admitted it, never said they were sorry. ever. Biggest Dickus said, he said, whatever happened to baby Denise and her mom? They're still doing good. They're still living in that house that we, all of us, rebuilt over there. I guess her business is still up because she put stuff on Facebook. She's actually increased her business. She does clothes and different things like that now. So yeah, they're doing good. The last, I guess it's been about a couple of weeks ago, she told me that baby Denise has started her therapy. So that's good, but I had to back away from that. Stan Hasselback said, if you're a man in Asia, you are a foreigner. You always will be a foreigner, even if you marry a Filipino and have a child. That don't mean anything mean about it, but it would never change. You're exactly right. And that's what I tell my girlfriend that all the time. And Filipinos, they show much more respect to the Filipino man, even the lowest one on the totem pole, than you, because you're a foreigner, even to her. I mean, I'm shocked, and I'll be like, just treat me the same way you treat any other man over here, and I'll be okay. They can't do that. It's not in them to do that, and they're not going to do it. They'll tell you that, but it's not. You're always going to be a foreigner over here, and that's it. I don't care how long you've been here, because you're invisible, guys. I'm trying to tell you that. That's why you're a foreigner. They look at you as a tourist. No matter how long you be here, 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 months for the rest of your life, you're always going to be saw as a tourist. You can disappear at any time, so they don't take you serious, really. That's why you're so safe over here. You're invisible, for real. Yeah. If you were a threat, which you can be seen over here, open a business. They're going to start seeing you, the government, tax collectors, the bad guys. Because, you pay a bad guy tax over here. You open up a business. Me and John we had saw a guy in Mawani Hotel one time, and John told me, he said, he had to shut his Sabi store because the bad guys came to see him and said, look, they wanted to pay, they wanted him to pay protection money, or they was going to burn the Sabi store down. He was like, man, I'm just going to close it because it's not worth the hassle. Hell, the Sabi store, the profit margin is so thin, and then on top of that, somebody's coming to you for trying to extort money from you. He shut it down. Dexter Perkins said they have a bill trying to get rid of Patriot Act. Man, thank the Lord for that. They need it, man, because we as Americans, you have no idea the rights that you lost because of that Patriot Act. They can come in your house at any time. You have no more Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights because that's what they violated with me. And the judge just threw it out like, like the police had threw a piece of litter in my front yard after what they did to me. Hey, thanks, Philip Cooper. What's going on? He said, good morning, Calvin. Interesting chat this morning. We just cover a lot of stuff, man. Yeah, Dexter Perkins said, it's one thing you have to understand. You have to adapt. Man, it's crazy. Then Southern Africans. Jolly B. Freeze said, Northern Africans ruled Spain for 400 or 500 years, Moors. That's why North Africans have lighter skin than South Africans. Yeah, and Africa's a big place, but yeah, it goes way, way back because that's why you see these Egyptians, the modern Egyptians, not the ones way, way back. They were black. But because they got to mix in with these different races, now they get, they're light. But it's still Africa. And that's what people don't understand. We met a gentleman, me and John did, a couple of weeks ago at McDonald's. He was from Morocco. This guy just looked like a European, man. He's like, no, I'm 100% African, and I'm proud of it. And he said, Africa's very diverse. He said, that's one thing that the world doesn't see. When you say Africa, why do you think it's called television programming, radio programming? They're programming us. So when you say Africa, you see the man with the bone in his nose and the spear in his hand, or the little bitty starving child. It's the same thing they do over here with the Philippines. The Philippines is nothing like what you see on TV. It's very vast. It's very diverse. You see white Filipinos and you see black and everything in between, rich, poor, in between. The Philippines is more than cities and beaches. Come here to San Carlos, it'll shock you. You think you're in America. You think you're in the Midwest. All that open space, all that greenery, all the mountains and stuff. But that's all you get over there. Tom Young John, yeah, thanks for that super chat. But the message was deleted. See, this is another way that they try to get you now. They try to come on your live stream, give you a super chat, and hit you up. Hey, Demizi, 616, thanks for the super chat. He said, do you prefer coffee or beer? Coffee. I quit drinking. May the 13th will be 23 years from me. You know, and that's just, you know, I'll just leave it at that because, you know, anonymity, you know, is real powerful in the program that helped me stop drinking. So, you know, but you asked me, so I told you. Davion Angeli says, I won a lawsuit against the police. Then afterwards, I was always followed by them. I moved to 2 different cities and still police pulled me over many times. So I left 10 years ago. I don't blame you. I told them on my last live stream, listen, I'm ex-Navy. I'm supposed to be a tough guy from the streets of Louisville, which I'm not. I'm 57 years old, father of 7. And when the police pulled behind me, when I'm in America, I'm shaking in my boots. My palms are sweating. You know, I can't think straight. I can't drive. I can't, you know, it's just something that it's been beat into my head. I'm scared to death of the police over there, man. I don't know what they're going to do. And that's one of the main reasons I left. John Gomez said, will you be the owner of the property you would build on? No. It's going to be in my girlfriend's name and my daughter's name. See, I'm going to put it in her name. But no, I don't. And I'm just doing it really for my daughter. And I've got a son over who's 10. He's a U.S. citizen, but he's grown up his whole life in the Philippines. Will he ever come to the United States? He's going to have that option. He could leave tomorrow if he wanted to because he's a U.S. citizen. But I think he's comfortable over here. So I want something, you know, I'm 57, be 58. You know, if something were to happen to me, at least he say, okay, I got a place I can stay. Now, the house will be mine, but the land, no. Charlie Harris said, I saw on the Weather Channel, typhoon is nearby in the Philippines. Are you aware of it? Yes. And I spoke about that already, Charlie. Philippines is vast. All the Philippines doesn't get affected by typhoons. Where I am, it doesn't affect me. Only it's going to rain. You can see it's overcast. We'll get some rain. That's about it. It's only a few places where these tornadoes hit. There are other national catastrophes, yes. Flooding, you know, because, you know, illegal logging is big here, and I won't even talk about that. That will get you a welcoming party, too. You start talking about stuff like that. It's big business over here. Mining is big business over here. But it's certain things you don't talk about, I won't talk about. But no, Charlie, we won't get affected by it. Rom Omega Zone, we're so spoiled in America that the police can't even tell who's the bad guy, black, white, or Asian. I don't know what you mean. Frank Ellis said, I tell all black people in America to get a legal window tint on their cars. It really helps. Yeah, see, but in Louisville, Kentucky, man, that tint, that means you sell drugs. Yeah, see, they've got us. Now, the police over there to protect and serve, that's only in the east end part of Louisville. We're under occupation in the neighborhood I grew up in. I'm just telling you how it is, guys. I'm not complaining. I'm telling you what I grew up under. occupation by the police. It's infiltrated. It's flooded with police. Man, I'm telling you, it's nothing to see the police drinking beer, drinking liquor in their police cars in the hood where I grew up before. I'm talking about, it's like they're a gang, man. I mean, that's like a gang. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lynn, San Diego 102 said politicians get money from Chinese miners. You get killed talking about logging. Absolutely. I won't talk about certain things on here. MRC hip hop rap promo West End, baby. Yeah. Tell him, man. Am I lying? These policemen, we're under occupation. You can't, and no one is exempt. I don't even have a police record. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm an insurance agent. I'm helping the community. You think that matter to them? No. You think they double-check to see if they had the right address? Was those the bad guys in there? No. In their minds, we're all drug dealers over there. It didn't hurt that hell. I mean, all they had to do was see me leave my house every morning, 8 o'clock, in a suit and tie, every single morning, Monday, and sometimes on Saturday. But when I jump in my nice car, the convertible, oh yeah, he's doing something. No, I'm not. I'm a successful insurance agent over here, sir. It didn't matter to them. They came in my house, they bum rushed me, they terrorized my family, and we haven't recovered. My 21-year-old daughter, she was about, 4 at the time, still suffers from that. My 1-year-old doesn't remember, thank God. But my other daughters, 4, 6, that was 2004. So it would have been 10, 9, and 6. Yeah, they remember. And then the police, of all the things he's going to say, now my daughter was 10 at the time. She's crying, hysterical. You know what he says? Be quiet. I don't know why you're crying. Man, of all the things that would have made me go off if I'd have had a gun, I shot him. Promise you, I would have for saying that to my daughter. This isn't a SWAT. This is one of them nasty detectives. One of them nasty DEA drug detectives. Talking about, can you be quiet? I don't know why you crying. We didn't do anything to you. You ignorant bastard. Excuse my language, guys. Oh, it pisses me off today to hear him say that. And you see it like what's happening in Minnesota. This is the same damn Minnesota where the George Floyd guy gets killed. Are you police even listening out there? Man, it's crazy. I mean, it's really crazy when you think about it. DJ Effect says, sorry, we had to go through it. I don't have to go through it no more. That's why I moved out of there. I was this close to going off. You would have seen sunshine shoulders, but it wasn't even sunshine shoulders. It would have been moonshine shoulders. I would have went off, at that time. And I got out of there, man. I was getting ready to go crazy over there, man. You wonder why more black people don't go crazy and shoot up stuff over there. But we don't do that. Paul M says, do you get flooding in St. Carlos? Absolutely. But not where I am. Now, that house I just moved out of, yes. In a lot of these parts of St. Carlos, yes. I mean, where her mother lives, it's called Villaronte, it's bad. And I mean, they've got some nice houses back there, but yeah, it's really bad. Celeste K said moonshine show. Yeah, at one time that's who I was. And that's would have been on the headlines. It wouldn't have been Sunshine Shoulder. Yeah, I'm glad I moved to the Philippines, Celeste K. Is that Celeste K? That's the reason I moved. Police scare me. Even when I go back home, the times when I went back home, back and forth to the Philippines, the immigration officers scare me, man, because they got them guns and stuff. And who cares about, apologizing to my family? I'm dead. I'll be dead in the grave. I don't want that. Mark Schaefer says mosquitoes bad there. Not in San Carlos. Now, and I said this the last time on my live, if you live near the ocean, the sea, body of water, they're going to get you. You better have a mosquito net. You better have repellent. But in the city that I've been in, Cebu City, San Carlos City, Zamboanga City, I haven't had a problem with. Now, in those provinces where you got a lot of that standing water, yeah. But in a regular city, no. But when I used to go with the young lady in northern Mindanao, I mean, they live right on a beautiful white sand beach, but we had to sleep. You had to go to bed at a certain time, and you had to immediately get into that mosquito net and shut it. You was done. They'll tear your butt up. Paul M., I'm in Margarita Village. We don't get flooding here. I don't know if John's in San Juan, Don Juan. I don't think he gets it. And of course, you know, San Carlos, as you go down Eco Highway, it starts going up anyway, going up into the mountains. So, yeah, a lot of that too. Sun Moon, hi Calvin, there are 110 indigenous groups in the Philippines. Absolutely. But I wouldn't call them indigenous. I would call them aborigines, because they are, especially the African, the Ada. And I see them all the time when I go to Boracay. They're the original Filipino. They migrated from Africa to the Philippines about, depending on who you want to listen to, 20 to 30,000 years ago. And they're still isolated here. And a lot of it had to do with when the Spanish came here, see, you know, they cut up a lot of that. And the Spanish is the reason for a lot of these problems over here now. You know, there wasn't all that warring going on before the Spanish came over here. There was no one Philippines until they came. Philippines united. Hey, Demizi 626, thanks for that super chat. He said, did you get your anti-malaria vaccine? I didn't. One of my earlier videos, go look at it, guys. It's real. It shows you how stupid I was. I didn't even know if you needed a vaccine, which you don't, to get in here. Now, some people say it's good to take a hepatitis A and B and a few other ones, but I didn't take none. I still haven't taken a vaccine to come over here. But that's how stupid I was, how crazy I was. I would talk to my doctor, you know, and if you go on the travel.state.gov here, I think it does give you a few vaccines that they want you to take. And malaria is one of them. But no, I haven't. Dexter Perkins said Negritos. Well, that's what they call them. But they're not, you know, because remember, that's that Spanish getting in there. Negrito, see? But yeah, those Adas, they're just black people. They just live over here. When you see them, you'll see it. I met a woman and her child in Boracay. The first time I went to Boracay, this last time I went in 2019, I saw a little boy. He wasn't a little boy. He was a young man. I'd say 19 or 20. He was a delivery guy. And man, I tried to approach him, man. He took off. He was afraid of me. Because they're up there isolated by themselves. Christopher Moore says, I am your age. Get a shingles shot. Shingles are hell. Hey, thank you for that. A lot of my insurance clients are older, and they would get shingles. I heard about it, but I've never known anybody personally who really had it. Philip Janik said you need hepatitis A and B, typhoid, and Japanese encephalitis. That's it. See, I didn't even know that, Philip. I just got on the plane and came over here. Wow. Now, Lynn, I can't pronounce that. The Paleolithic. She said Aedas came to the Philippine Islands during the Paleolithic around 40,000 years ago. Wow. Google said that. They've been here for a long time. They're the original Filipino. The original man is black. Come on, guys, from Africa. I mean, it's nothing. We're living in the age of information. Everybody knows that. It doesn't make me superior or anything. It just says that's where it came from. Yeah. Lynn San Diego 102 said he saw a bigger version of himself. He took off. I mean, you'd have thought he saw a ghost, Lynn. Okay, Danny B, 1954 says shingles comes from having chickenpox as a child. See, I haven't had any of them, Danny, any of childhood diseases. R68 DVR says, sorry about your terrible experience, but we're not all bad. And I know, but I guess I'm not welcome here as a retired police officer. You are. Our generalizations are not good either. Signed, Retired Black Police 2021. But I will say this. I will say, where are all the good police then? R68 DVR, when all this is going on. That blue line is real, man, and you know it. You know, it's obviously we need the police. That's not what I'm saying, but after experiencing what I've experienced growing up in America, the police have never been our friend. Do your history as a police, you will understand why the police was even established in America, to catch escaped slaves. You know, it's just something. Listen, in the news just the other day, the white guy in Minnesota, I think, of all places, if I'm not mistaken, he runs over a police, drags a police in his car, and don't you know they arrest this guy? He's in jail right now. You know, so yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you my experience and why. I didn't say I didn't like them. I said I'm afraid of the police. And I'm sorry, man, that's just how it is. I'm afraid of the police. Do you blame me? You should understand that. But of course you're welcome here. I'm not saying all police are bad, but we need the good ones to step up and hold these bad ones accountable, because you haven't been doing that. You know the bad guys on your force, but that blue line stops you from holding them accountable. So, hey, that's a whole nother story. I don't hate the police, but I'm afraid of you. I'll tell you that, and I'm not afraid to tell you. You know, and I know, I get it. You know, there are good police, but we need you to step up. We need you to hold these bad ones accountable, you know, because in my experience, the black police in my community, man, they're worse than the white ones. You know why? Because they want to prove to the white police that they're not taking it easy on us. Man, I was pulled over by a black cop one time, man. I couldn't believe it. The treatment he gave me. I'm like, look, brother, come on, man. No, for something stupid. But yeah, of course we need the police. I respect them. Don't get me wrong. But I'm afraid of them. Now, how do I get unafraid? I'm 58 now. I mean, it's in my subconscious mind now. You know, but yeah, I get it, man. I'm not picking on you. I'm just telling you my experience, you know. But we do need guys like you to step up and hold them other ones accountable, you know. Who said George Floyd is my hero? I didn't say George Floyd was my hero. Jolly B. Freeze, I didn't say that. I never said that. But give him his, we do have something, Jolly B. Freeze. If you're in America, we got something called due process under the law. We don't have vigilantes running around, whether it's the police or anybody else, extracting justice on people. That's why we have the courts. Give him his day in court. Yeah, we appreciate him. They don't make me no less afraid of police. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right, Carl Davis. He's right. He said, don't take it personally. We're talking about the failed institution of policing. And, he can't argue about that, you know. But that's what they do. They come forward and say, listen, man, my best friend's brother's a police. All right. But I'm just telling you, man, that's how it is. Hey, from Norway. Wow. Caribe man. He said, where's the American dream? It's over here now and in Singapore. The American dream still exists, just not for Americans. Filipinos go over there, man, they make it big, man. Trust me. Uh, if it ever existed, the American dream. Carl Davis said cops are too militarized. It was the military that came in my house. My 10-year-old daughter, that's what she said. She said, Daddy, it's the Army. I'm like, the Army? The minute I stick my head out the door, it's these people. All you can see is their eyes. They're in full fatigue. Army helmets, everything, man. Come on. Carl Davis said, yeah, we can always talk about hot Philippines. That's right. And people won't, that's really all they want you to talk about. But there's a lot more going on in the Philippines, man. I'm going to tell you. And if you just limit yourself to that, you're going to lose out. I mean, that's basically what I did my first trip here. I stayed in Mactan, Lapu-Lapu, my whole 2 weeks, man. But I never did that again. The Philippines has so many once-in-a-lifetime destinations here that you owe it to yourself right now that you can't get here to write down an itinerary of places you want to see and then see them when you come over here. That way, if you do meet a girl here, she's going to go along with you. Because if you don't, she's going to set your itinerary for you. Yeah, Lynn, San Diego 102 says, sadly, the good cops are the dead cops because they follow the rules and get shot by the bad guys. It's just, if he's a police and he said there's no problem with the policing in America, then of course he's biased. That's the blue line, that thin blue line. See, when they come out and say blue lives matter, well, hell, there's no blue people. Those are real human beings over there. I'm just trying to think, what could they there is is he still on here? I want him to answer this. Do you see a difference in the way black people are policed in America and everybody else? And we'll go on to that. Hey, what's up, K Dallas? What's up, shipmate? But I'm going to get off the police and all that, guys. Ken Watson says we have a failed institution of policing because we have a failed institution of government in Washington, D.C. Absolutely, I agree with you. But the thing is, we keep voting those same people in the office. Yeah, Jolly 316 Productive LLC said, yeah, Jolly, you're not baiting anyone. That's what he's trying to do, but I won't go for it. And Carl Davis said, now realize they put their life on the line every day. Are you sure? Now, a study said that 97% of the time in a police's 8-hour shift or whatever shift he's working, he's doing nothing. It's that 3%. It just makes me mad when people, after all of this time, guys, and I don't want to bring race in to my channel, man. But, whenever it comes up, man, it hurts my heart that after all these years, you still got people in denial. They'll say it doesn't exist in America. Hey, but R68 DVR, I trust you, I'm not picking on you or any police, man. I'm just afraid of them. And I'm glad you're here, man. And we need the police. Frank Ellis said, take away qualified immunity and everything would change. Maryland just did it. That's why we end up losing our case, qualified immunity. Lynn San Diego 1-2 said, Calvin, let's talk about the next family outing you have planned. Well, we can't plan anything, Lynn, because of the curfew, 8 to 4 in the morning. And then, let's see, because cases are spiking, I'm afraid to get on the bus now to go anywhere. Now, if I was to go somewhere, I could rent a van. Of course, it's going to cost, let's see, probably 50 times as much as the bus. I'm just afraid. And yeah, Carl Davis, thank you. He says a great discussion. Sometimes we got to discuss stuff like that. And I think the reason it keeps going on in America, nobody wants to talk about it. Well, it's just not going to go. It's like the trolls. Oh, just ignore it. They'll go away. They're not. They're not going to go away. Yeah, MRC hip hop rap promo says they're getting ready for Derby here, going nuts. Yeah, and that's another thing. Now, I've lived in Louisville my whole entire life since I was 4, up until the time I left 55, so that's 51 years. I've never been to the Derby because it means something different in the hood than it does the actual Derby. Derby to us just means partying for a whole week, betting on the horse race, and that's it. You know, really. I mean, it's changing now. More people are starting to go to the track. But me growing up, it was just, I mean, the Derby was it's so different now because the police have stepped in and shut everything down. They're in the hood, man. That's all there are. And if you think I'm playing that we're not in the occupation, go to Louisville, Kentucky on Derby, one of the biggest sporting events in the country, and see where the police are. They're in the black neighborhood, and you're like, why are y'all here, man? Go to the track somewhere while the millionaires are and do your job. No, they got their foot on our neck. So it's just how it is. But yeah, I should love the Derby, man. And Fred Smith says, as a former cop, yes, black people are treated more harsher in policing. And I went through the SWAT raid at my mother's house as a teenager. Found nothing, tore up the house, and no apology. They never apologized. And here's the thing. Chief White, he was a black man. He was the chief of police in Louisville on December the 4th, 2004, when the SWAT team was raided. Guess what he told my family? He didn't tell us personally because he was a coward. He sent us a letter. He says, unfortunate that we had to experience what we did as the police were doing their jobs. Some bullshit like that. I had the letter, so I just tore it up and threw it away. He never apologized. They never apologized because the police in Louisville, Kentucky are never wrong. Okay? Mellow 713 said, are scooters and motorcycles cheap over there? I would say, yeah, because you can get like a regular Honda Beat for about 65,000 pesos. That's about $1,200. No, it's about $1,150. And remember, they look a lot like mopeds at home. That's really all they are. 125. My girlfriend's got 150 Honda Click. It's a little bit bigger. It costs a little bit more. Yeah, Philip Janet. Yeah, because you got to realize, Philip, in Chicago's 50% black. The population is. So, of course, they're going to be more. But yes, it's a class, but it's a little bit more than that. It's a little bit more in class. I'm sorry, because it happens not just in Chicago, but all over the country. Yeah, JH said, Calvin, mute your trolls. They starting to flood you. I am. But I've already got rid of one. I'm trying to, I've got some moderators on here. I did. Timothy Norman said, how does the majority of housing look in which people live in the Philippines? Well, the majority, if you want to talk about the majority, it's really primitive. A lot of it is. Because they got a lot of squatter areas here. Now, this Margarita Village, it's nice where I live. This is the middle class here. It just looks like regular housing over in America, but if you go to a lot of squatters areas, it's primitive. You go to the province, it's really, really primitive. People, man, you have to understand, this is a developing country. You get a lot on the Philippines, and that's one of the reasons I wanted my channel, to show you the real Philippines, man, to tell you about the real Philippines, because a lot of them gloss over that, man. It's a lot of it's primitive over here. They build with whatever materials they can have. If you really want to know, go back and look at the house that baby Denise was living in before they met us. See? It's pretty bad. It's pretty primitive. But remember, the Philippines, the country's not poor. A lot of the people are. Manny Furtado, he says, sir, how did you like Northern Mindanao? I loved it. It's very beautiful there. She lived in a little place called Lewigan. It's like, not, I think Bislick City's like the biggest town close to there, and it wasn't far from there. I guess it was about 15 or 20 minutes from Bislick City, but it's beautiful. They live right on the stretch. It's the province, and the roads were not. I'm pretty sure that road's been fixed now. Remember, it's 2009, but it was rocky, and you could hardly. I mean, you was going like 1 mile an hour, literally, to get up that hill. But it's about as beautiful of a place as you're going to see, and of course, it's safe. Wendell Robinson says, yeah, he says, but there's love in those houses. I would give this up in America just to be happy. Absolutely. But he was just asking me, what did the houses look like? Yeah, they're primitive, but of course they do. Yeah, Sam Champlin said a lot of housing would be scary to Westerners. Tin roofs, yeah. Bamboo. A lot of the houses are built with hollow blocks, but they're unfinished. I mean, and all of them have that space between the roof and the structure, so anything can fly in on you at night. You're going to see that over here. But I love Filipinos because they're who they are. They're genuine people. They're doing the best they can under just some unbelievable circumstances, guys. Circumstances that we can't wrap our minds around, that we would go crazy. Why do you think, see, when the brownouts happen over here, they don't like them, but they don't freak out like me. I freak out. I'm going to tell you something. I freak out a brownout over here. It's unbearable. They had one over here this morning. I guess it was about 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. I mean, now they're unannounced. They just happen. It's crazy. Wendell Richardson says, I was down in Mississippi, and trust me, it's living in America 100 years ago. It is. But like you said, the Filipino the whole Philippines is like a community, really. What's really impressive to me is it's like they don't meet any strangers. It's like every Filipino knows every other Filipino. That's just the way they interact. It's real impressive to me, man. That's what I love it about here. You know, and you see that when you get in a taxi with your girlfriend, she starts talking to the taxi driver as if she's been knowing him her whole life, just met him same time you did. And it's always like that. They say, cool y'all is, and blah, blah, blah. And it's impressive, man. A biggest dick said, get yourself a generator. Yeah, you can, but you're still only going to have like the fan and maybe your radio or television. You know, it's not going to do my refrigerator, that's for sure. Clayton Mary says you have to do your workout during the brownout, Calvin. That'd be crazy. Hello. Yeah, Lynn says if you get caught with a gun there, it's automatic jail time. Yeah, if you live, they see you with a gun, they're probably gonna gun you down. Cal Deadman says, look, this is not America. You don't need a weapon. That's why I try to tell them, you're invisible here. The people really don't see you. They see you, but they don't see you. You're not a threat to them. You're not competing with them against anything. So they don't see you. You're like a novelty to them. So they leave you alone. They're too busy with their daily activities of life to really pay you any attention. Now, will they see you? Can they see you? Yeah, you start a business. Now you're competing against them. They're going to see you. The government's going to see you. The tax collector's going to see you. You start doing things where they're going to see you. Yeah, Clayton, he did that on purpose. He made that. Stan Hasselbeck says, have you experienced any earthquakes? Yeah, I have. No volcanoes, but earthquakes a few times. Here in St. Carlos, in Zamboanga, and the worst one I felt was I was in Lapu-Lapu. We lived in Lapu-Lapu at the time. I mean, it was New Year's Eve, Christmas. It was New Year's Eve. I mean, it shook me out of the bed. And then the aftershock. Yeah, it gets bad over here. Dexter Perkins said, if you go into the mountains, you can see people drying rice on the side of the road. People shower with items around them, but they're beautiful people. You can stop on the side of the road and lose time. Yeah, and you don't have to go in the mountains. You can go just on your way through the province anywhere, and you'll see them drying rice on the side of the road. Roy Jones says, if you start vlogging, they see you. Well, if you got to realize they're not seeing me because my content is not for Filipinos. Now, the people who do, like, I tell you what, like, who's that guy got that big channel? He's real successful. Finn Snow or Finn Show or something. They see him because a lot of his subscribers are Filipinos. See, they don't even really know I vlog for real. Only because, to become eligible for my drawing, you have to subscribe to my channel as a Filipino, to be eligible for my drawing every week. That's the only reason, because 70% of my viewers are from America. The rest of them are from UK, Australia, different places. They have a breakdown. Man, I'm going to tell you, less than 1% or something like that is over in the Philippines. They don't know me. I got recognized yesterday because the lady owned a little calendaria, and I ate there before, and I was telling her to sign up for Sunshine Shoulders, and she saw me riding my bike. But otherwise, they really don't. I mean, even if they knew me, they won't acknowledge me. They won't say they know me. It's funny like that over here. Yeah, Clayton Mary, yeah. They see him. They see Finn Snow because he has so many Filipino subscribers and who actually watch his content. See, my content, they don't watch it. They don't understand it. It's not for them. It's for you, the foreigner who's coming over here, not for the Filipino who's already here. Billy said, if you dated a Muslim Filipino, I haven't, because they're strict here. They only date Muslims, from what I heard. Debo on the go says they see you two. Province is very small. I don't live in the province. I don't know why people think I live in the province. I don't. I live in the city, San Carlos City, Nichols Occidental. It's not the province. This is a city, guys. Yeah, Linda Shy, they are. But remember, that's the good part about being in the Philippines. That's why you're safe here, because it's not like I saw Daryl Griffith one time. If you ever known Dr. Duncan Stein from the University of Louisville, he's 10 years older than me. No, 5 years older than me. But he's still a legend in Louisville, Kentucky. It was me, my wife, and my son. We was at the Nike store out on Shelbyville Road. And I just looked to my side, and there's Daryl Griffith, the legend. I just said, hey, what's up, Griff? That's what we call him. And Griff's real humble. He said, hey, what's up? And that's it. They wouldn't even do that to me here. They may know I'm Sunshine Shoulders, but they would never acknowledge me. I'm invisible, guys, for some reason. Yeah. See, and, his content's totally different than mine. And, he's like a Filipino promoter, I guess, or something like that. But he only shows the fun side, the good side. And there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't knock him. His channel is very, very successful. But they see him. See, he's seen. But you coming over as a foreigner, they don't see you. They know you're in the Philippines, but you're not of the Philippines. So they're not jealous of you. They're not afraid of you. They're not envious of you, because they know that you're going to poof, disappear at any time. So that's why you're safe over here. They don't take us for serious, man. They look at us as an asset to their country. If anything, they protect you. Hey, Willie Vasquez, he said, what's up, Calvin John? John Gomez said, when I hear Tagalog, I understand some words. I speak Spanish. And see, my wife's from Zamboanga. They speak Chabacano. That's a mix of Spanish and I guess Tagalog or the Filipino. They say Filipino. I was reading an article. They're wanting to get rid of the name Filipina because they say there's no such thing as a Filipina. And it's a deep article, man. And it goes into detail about, in the Philippines, it's the only place in the world where they have a name for the women and the men. In America, it's just Americans. A lady in America is just an American. But over here, it's really just Filipinos. But they've created that Filipina. There's no definition for it. It's not in the dictionary or anything. They're trying to get rid of it. It's deep. But somebody came up with that, and it stuck. Paul M. said, what's the population of San Carlos City? About 132,000. But here, Paul, is what's going to get you. Dumaguete's 131,000. But the cities are like night and day. Dumaguete's a third-class city. San Carlos is a second-class. Dumaguete's built more for tourists and that sort of thing. And San Carlos is more for retired, family, kickback. But they're about the same size. They're just designed differently, whole different atmosphere. There's no nightlife here at all. I mean, even pre-pandemic. Now, for locals, it is, yeah. Adebo on the go says, they welcome you. You have good content and you speak the truth. I took my first trip in December 2019. Best trip of my life. You speak it 100% correct. Yeah, thanks. And you're right. You're welcoming. This is a place that grabs a hold of you. I say you become addicted. If I guarantee you, Debo, you came back if you were able to. You can't. It's like Lay's potato chips in America. You can't eat just one. You can't make just one trip to the Philippines under normal circumstances. You're coming back. I promise you. Davion Angeli said, food in the Philippines. Filipino food. Yeah, I love Filipino food. But it's really no different than food I grew up with. They just cook it different. Now, they do have some cultural stuff that I won't touch. But some of the stuff, the cultural stuff, like shrimp paste, I tried that. I liked it. Dried fish, I tried it. I liked it. Dried fish tastes like country ham to me. The same curing process, really. But it tastes the same. but balut, and it's a lot. They use a lot of vinegar in their foods over here, and so some of the native stuff I won't eat. But it just depends on who's cooking the food. See that barbacoa around the corner? I guarantee you it's the best in all the Philippines. My girlfriend said it. She's from the Philippines. She was like, we were eating it the other day, and she was like, oh, I mean, it's so delicious, guys. But it's something that I never tasted until I met her. See? But it just depends on who's cooking your food. That's why I suggest your first time over here, go to Lantau Restaurant in Dumaguete, or they have one in Cebu, or go to the AA Barbecue in Cebu, or wherever they got an AA Barbecue. That's where you want, where they really got good cooks. The Ma'awani Hotel here, because it doesn't matter what kind of food you got. If they don't know how to cook it, you got the best steak in the world, and it's gonna be destroyed if they don't know what they're doing. Cal Devin said in the Philippines, you have to watch out for diabetes and high blood pressure. Absolutely. Steve Vermerat says, I like Max's. I like Max's too. I like certain dishes in Max's. But it's more like traditional food, But I mean, if you want to try Filipino cuisine, you go to Lantau, you go to AA Barbecue. If you like seafood, you're gonna love it over here, especially the fish. Yeah, MRC hip hop rap promo says San Carlos has the old Dominic Parish down by the square. Oh yeah, Robert White. That's his name, Sun Moon. He said Calvin in 2011, our mayor appointed that jerk Robert White as our new police chief here in Denver. His term was a disaster, and the Louisville mayor tried to hire him back, but Kentuckians said no. That's right. He did have a hard time in Denver, and it was karma coming back to bite his butt. They kicked his butt out of there. Santone Hemingway says, what are the best all-you-can-eat restaurants there? They got a few in KCC Mall, but I've only eaten at an all-you-can-eat restaurant one time in Cebu in 2010. I really didn't like it because a lot of the food was cold, I like my food hot, but I don't eat a lot of the all you can eat restaurants here. They've got a lot of them. They're popular here now. He said, this guy says, he said, hi, Calvin. Thanks for your informative channel. Much appreciated. Any updates on a woman trying to find a father? She took the DNA test. We mailed it back. We're just waiting for the results now. I'm going to make a video, but the only video I'm going to make is when we get those results back. But I had to send it slug mail. It's not even considered snail mail over here. It's a slug mail. You know them slugs, them things that after it rains in Louisville, you see them things. I mean, they move slow. A snail is like a Maserati compared to this thing. But even though I used Express, they said it would be a month, but I didn't have a choice. I wasn't going to go back to Bacala. The cases have really spiked in Bacala. I don't want to take any chance on getting sick, but it should be the next few weeks. We'll have some results. Lumpia is like a spring roll, and you can get them with or without meat. You can get them with, usually they have pork in them, but you can get them different. They're delicious to me. I tell you, the woman you're talking about, finding her father, she's a great cook. They make those, she makes some empanadas over here. I don't care how many she got, I buy them all. They're so delicious. She puts raisins in them, cheese. I mean, they're so delicious, man. She is an excellent cook. Her name is Gail. And she's got a little business, and it's expanded. Some people here helped her. and she's down in Center Mall during the evening. Yeah, Clayton Murray says, you got to watch some of those glass Coke bottles. Sometimes they have gasoline in them and not Coca-Cola. Yeah, be careful. Make sure that's what you're buying, but you're going to smell it before you drink it. But yeah, see, they still use glass bottles over here. And if you like Coca-Cola and things like that, you're going to be addicted to the Coke over here because they never mess with the formula like they did. Remember that new Coke they had in America? And then when it comes in plastic, it tastes different anyway. When you get that Coke over here in that glass bottle, it's addictive, man. I'm telling you, it's addictive. That's why I don't drink it. If I drink it one today, I have to drink that whole liter. They sell it in liters. But hey, guys, I've been out here for 3 hours. I'm going to have to go because, remember, this is the day we do our grocery shopping, and I've got to deliver some sacks of rice today. You'll see it on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page. Some people that we were told that they needed some help. So we went and bought 3 25 kilo sacks of rice. We're going to deliver that today. John had told me about one of his neighbors was out of work. You know, anytime we get somebody that comes to us like that, we'll do it. Otherwise, we do a drawing every Friday for 1,000 pesos. That's how this all started. But now I'm doing a drawing every night for 500 pesos until April the 27th, 2021. And that's to celebrate the 500th anniversary of the Battle of Mactan, when Lapu-Lapu defeated the Spanish expedition led by Ferdinand Magellan. But they also celebrated as the 500th anniversary of Christianity coming to the Philippines because they credit that same expedition for bringing Christianity to the Philippines. So that's the type of stuff we do to give back, to help. Thanks, Stephen K, for that super chat. He said, Philippines is a different world. Take care of you all. Calvin, stay good. Y'all stay good. Be good to each other. Absolutely. It is a different world. It's a different time. It's a different place, man. That's why you fall in love with it when you come here. It's no other place like it in the world that even comes anywhere near it. And that's why I'm still here. If I had any fear of my life, I wouldn't be here. If there was a need for me to have a gun or any weapon, I wouldn't be here. That's to address all the weapons questions. If I thought I needed a weapon here, I wouldn't be here, man. You know, I know you see these bars. I didn't put them here. The owner of the house did. And John said it's like a style or something. Because no one's going to break in your house around here. And remember, me and John are going to, we're going to do it every Friday since y'all asked us. We'll call it something. The Sunshine Shoulders Wild Man John Show or something. Well, we just talk real life Philippines back and forth. And it's become popular and people seem to like it. So we're going to keep doing it as long as y'all want us to do it. So send me or send John questions, because if we can't get them on here, we'll address them every Friday. Okay, so thank you so much. If you're in America, it's really late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, help somebody, man. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, if you're just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break and you see somebody on the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a couple of dollars. I got a couple of little girls I'm going to help. They come around selling something. I don't buy it. I give them some pesos, though. If you're in the Philippines, about, 12:30 p.m., you still have the whole rest of the day to find somebody to help. To intentionally go out and find somebody to help. I do it every single day, not for a pat on the back, but because somebody did it for me. And hell, remember, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Doesn't matter if you believe in the COVID or not. The lockdown is real. The effects that the lockdown is having over here are real. The horrors of the pandemic stare me in my face every day. They're staring me right now, these two little girls. they're hungry, I'm going to give them something. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people. We help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID-free. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody, for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, joining my live stream today, your kindness, your generosity, your support. I'll never take it for granted. Thank you. Okay, wait.